right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jackson. And here we are. This is the third place game here of the Virginia Community Overwatch Invitational. I am your play-by-play announcer, Hodohori, and joined with me today is Havoc. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, and I am excited to see where these teams are, what we're going to see from these teams in these games, especially with Baptiste recently being added into the hero pool. Some spicy stuff's going to be happening today.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So let me break you down the rules here in this third place game. It is a best of 3. We will be starting here on a control map, and it will be Nepal to start off. Best of 3 here on Nepal. Then we will follow up that with a hybrid map in which the losing team will select the map. It will be then, we will go to 2CP. If it is tied at 1 and 2CP, it will be Anubis, Volskaya, and Paris. So we could see that new Paris map here show up here in this game between the two teams.
Yeah, and that would also be exciting because, again, that's another map that teams might not have all of the strategies worked out. So you see that even greater level of flex play that really opens up with a new hero, new map in these kind of situations.
Yeah, we've seen it in the Overwatch League already start off. NYXL looking very, very good on Paris. So they looked very practiced on it. So we're going to possibly see it here. Let's root for a good game here between the two teams. So for ODU, the Old Dominion Monarchs here, they're going to be ready in blue here. Virginia Tech getting set here in red. Both teams approximately about 4,000 SR with regards to this. Both teams actually qualifying through a Swiss tournament that's been held for the last 5 weeks online. I don't know if anybody's out there, but if you should, watch Twitch a lot. Go to the GMU Overwatch channel. Lots of Overwatch content there for everybody to watch, including old VODs of the VCOI if you have missed that. So looks like both teams here are going to be loading back up. It will be Nepal. Tell us about Nepal here a little bit.
See, the great part about starting off in Nepal is there are so many different strategies that can be played across each different map. Each one of them has their own unique viability. There's maps that, like, the goats play in the triple staying together, right in that gazebo and village. You've got the open sight lines of Sanctum where you see Orisas and double snipers come out. And then, of course, going over to Shrine where we have seen quad and triple and even still goats work on that map. So it's really just Nepal has a little bit of everything. And depending on how flexible these teams are, we could see just about anything.
Yeah, so be prepared to watch just about anything come out. The meta here for the current Overwatch running, it's usually you're running a 3-3 comp, or what we like to call a GOATS comp. But with regards to Nepal, not necessarily a real meta map because there are very much differences in each of the maps. So we'll get to see possibly some variety here coming out from both teams as our observer here is making sure that everybody's all wrecked and everybody's correctly aside here on the blue and the red. You will see the teams come up. It will be ODU here in blue. You can see on the screen there, on the stage, the blue machines will be the blue side of the team and the red machines will be the red side of the team. So very easy for everybody in the audience there to sort of observe.
I know, it's fancy. I like it.
I like it too. So both teams here wanting to make sure that they are going to get ready. Virginia Tech here also, I think we were in the TESPA tournament recently. Unfortunately, they did not have very good results from what I understand. So also GMU and the other team that you will be seeing here, James Madison University in our championship game, both also TESPA members played in the best of 64. Both teams got eliminated by Utah, unfortunately. So, there's going to be a little bit of a grudge match you'll see in the championship game, but we'll get to that once everybody is once the first game is on stage. But currently, it is going to be Old Dominion here and Virginia Tech when they start here on Nepal. Both teams looking like they are ready. No, looks like there is some technical issues here still that we're going to have to deal with.
That's to be expected. Everyone wants to make sure that they are settings correct, land correct, ping correct. There are no variabilities in the game, so that way we don't have to have those unexpected pauses and mid-round or a disconnect or anything like that. So, so this is something I wanted to ask you though. You've seen these teams play.
Yes.
We're going on to Nepal, and we've talked about it's a flexible map. Do you have a leaning Do you have something where, just based on the rosters, based on what you've seen, who's going to look strong coming out on Nepal?
Yeah, Virginia Tech here came out originally in the online tournament looking very strong on the 3-3. So Nepal here will allow them to sort of flex a little bit. You're looking at Aidenod and Primon, I think, are going to be mostly doing the tanking. So you saw a lot of Reinhardt, you saw a lot of Zarya come out from them. But the DPS for Virginia Tech are very, very impressive. Photon and Twiction were able to sort of, in this case, Too Crazy, I think is the way he's actually going to be named here. Very, very good with regards to various projectile and hit scan players also. So you'll get to see a lot of variety from there. And the supports from Virginia Tech, very, very solid. For ODU, the DPS, Aristos and Zerkston, helped carry their team a little bit in some of the fights that I saw online, and making sure that ODU here did get to this 4th place game. So very, very impressive from the DPS from ODU. So they, from what I saw, stayed away from the meta. So they played more 2-2-2 from what I saw online, was very, very dynamic in the sense that they were playing more of a variety of comps. But between these two teams, you're going to see a great, great match. I think very even lineups, very even SR between the two teams. So I think you're going to be in for a hell of a show.
Okay, well, let's see, that's what I like to hear. And so going on that, with the DPS really stepping up big to make sure their team gets here, that to me sounds like they're going to want to be playing on maps more like Shrine and Sanctum, where they can really allow the DPS to pop off and be big and set them up for plays. Whereas, when you're on Village, you're stuck in that tight little gazebo where Goats likes to just hide, sometimes with the Mei freezing people. So I could all come down to just what map we get.
Yeah, and the thing about it is sometimes the way that the draw comes up here, especially on Nepal, like, the map pool change depending on what you start with will determine whether or not you win or not. So, like, if you're looking at a team that's very, very strong on Goats, you want to make sure that you sort of start with that Village map. That would be in your very, very much in your advantage. Then possibly you go to Sanctum, and then maybe just use that sort of strength of tanks and supports to sort of force them off the point, and then just sort of hold that door and bunker in. Okay. So here we go. It looks like both teams here are going to be ready. Let's hear it for them, folks. They're going to get started here on Nepal.
Okay, so this is already we're off to a good start. This is a map where we can see that DPS pop off. They can be big here. Now, Floats, though, which is a variant of the Goats we were talking about, where you replace the Reinhardt with the Winston, is strong here. So that could be the counterplay to kind of help shut that DPS down and not even give them that window. But, I'm going to lean it over to you. You've seen these teams play. We're going into Sanctum. Who's got the edge? Yeah,
you're going to probably see some Orisa play come in from both sides here. They're going to try to use that little pit to their advantage and see if both teams can get maybe an early environmental kill, as both teams are going to get ready set. It looks like here it will be the Orisa coming out here from ODU. So you see the hook combo here with the Orisa coming in, and you do see a pharmacy. So GT Lugo will go up in the air, and Aristos on that Ashe is absolutely fantastic. And look who Cybear is playing.
I'm so excited. And you brought it up perfectly. That pit, especially with the most recent patch that changes the way the boot mechanics work, Ashe is so deadly. Pharah can be so deadly. And Orisa can be especially deadly with those hopefuls to keep people where you want them to be. So the teams are going to be approaching this center pit, and it all comes down. And we do have a Baptiste on the side, on the map as well, so that Immortality Matrix is going to be coming out big, but it can't protect you if you're in the pit.
That's right. It looks like both teams have decided to sort of wrap around. Virginia Tech going the long way and actually approaching the spawn here of ODU as they're trying to sort of come around and see if they can trap him. So now a reverse sort of fight here on the left side, as it looks like most of the members here of Virginia Tech are going to be closer to the side here of the spawn of ODU as they sort of engage. That Roadhog here is going to have to sort of pull in, and the Matrix has been come out here, and it looks like the Ashe trying to get a good shot in. Not going to be able to do so. Aristo still getting a great teammate there on an Aedonon, and it looks like turnaround Avison and Aedonon get one of their own. Already an ult here from the Baptiste.
The window was a little far forward, though, so they didn't quite get all of the value they want. They are going to be able to go ahead and get back onto the point, though, so that is still going to be a decent representation and a reset coming out.
Yeah, and original looks like control here with Virginia Tech, so they will have control here onto the point, as Bob already making an appearance here, trying to see if he can dislodge anybody. The Ashe here from Aristo is trying to sort of wrap around, trying to see if they can get at least a shot here on any of the members here of Virginia Tech. It looks like he's going to actually be in trouble. Gets taken down there by Aedonon and the Diva. Not going to be able to go anywhere. ODU here has to reset.
They have to reset that. I mean, we talked about the floats is such a dominant comp, and with the well-played Baptiste ult. Now, I thought the window was a little misplaced. It was a little far forward, but they did a great job to aggressively reposition so that they got value out of it anyway, as now we see ODU coming out to try to get a little bit of space, but already pressured.
Yeah, already pressured here. Cyber already up with his ult here, so they're going to want to use that here. Barrage comes out here from GT Lugo, as Lugo gets one, but unfortunately gets picked out of the air, and then it turns all BT. BT coming in and being very, very aggressive, pushing it through the door. Oh, the Orisa does not get out of the doors, and now BT solid control here in front of the doors with 53% already in control.
And you saw him, he got that pick, and then he was like, no, the Immortality Matrix, it needs to go down, but the random rockets just did not get the damage in, so there was no follow-up from the rest of that ult, and then Farah got the rest of the phrase off, but didn't live too much long after that.
Yeah, Primo here is just sort of scouting to make sure which way ODU is going to come in. Looks like he's gotten in behind them here. He's going to be going after some support. That Mercy better be careful. As Zero Two gets taken out. What a bomb there by Aidnod! Takes down 4, and ODU didn't know what hit him.
Oh, well, they know now it was a bomb from the heavens. What well placement, and the follow-up to make sure that even though the Immortality Matrix was there, that it didn't matter, kept them out of it. Oh, what team play to set that bomb up.
Yeah, and we're in last fight territory here. 92% here already on the point, so ODU's got to rush on. We've got an ult here from Xerxton. He's going to use it. Oh, what a big hook there. Catches the Brigida immediately into an ult. He's going to try to see if he can force anybody into the pit. Oh, 3 big kills here from ODU. They're going to be making a mighty comeback here.
The boop.
Oh, Aidennuts avoids the pit, and no! He gets sent into the pit, and BT making a comeback here. Can anybody from ODU make it back onto the point? Bongo comes out here, but they're not able to make it back onto the point. 100-0 sweep here from Virginia Tech as they draw first blood here on DePaul.
Oh, it was there. The margins that they lost by. Now they ultimately lost 100% to 0. But they almost had that point flip a few times, and in that last fight they were so close. But the boop onto the point for the Roadhog, and then the follow-up from the Diva to send him into the pit to make sure there's no contention, there's no chance for Bob to be able to do something. Those ults just didn't quite have the purchase, and now we're onto a deadly map, as you've stated how powerful this GOATS play can be.
Yeah, you'll see Primo and Aidenod here sort of try to control this map really, really well. GT Lugo here has switched on to the Reinhardt, but they're playing with a double shield here, and you see Aristos there on that Mei. So what they're going to be trying to do here, they're going to try to rush in the point and try to sort of lock them off and use that double shield to their advantage. Strolexia here from Virginia Tech also in the Mei, so we're going to see some walls, folks. They're going to be coming up. Engage already happening here. Great wall there by Strolexia will prevent the members of ODU from wrapping onto the point, and this is what Virginia Tech wants. Oh, but Primo gets taken down. What a play by Xerxton there. Is able to take the Rhine and the Brigitte down, so now it's a matter of cleanup. Can they make sure they get the rest of the members of Virginia Tech? Virginia Tech there looking like they're going to have to reset, and now with a big, strong double shield comp and a Mei, they're going to be able to control this point.
You said they had powerful DPS, and right there, that's how you get your DPS to pop off. You set up the angles for them to be able to just click heads.
Yes, and Strelexia here making a tactical adjustment. Will go now to the Pharah and will try to sort of rain some death here onto the members of ODU. Xerxton here is pretty much short range, so he's not going to be able to contribute anything really to Strelexia in the air. So Strelexia is going to be able to sort of fire free here if he can get a shot into the area. But a good wall here from ODU, and they do trap Primo and Aidenod, so the tank's unable to do anything. Avacyn gets the kill here onto Xerxton, but there's nothing BT can do. They're going to have to run back, and they're going to have to reset.
That reaper damage through the window is so overwhelming. You watch that Rhine shield just go away instantly.
Yeah, so like looking like they're going to need to come up with an idea to come through. Primo here with a shatter. He's going to have to come up big here as Avacyn already with the Transcendence. They want to make sure that Primo stays with the team. They've been using the walls to identify to make sure that he's been separated. Big shatter comes in as well as the bongo dock gets dropped down here. So they're just trying to make sure that this push is a 0 here for Virginia Tech, but it's not going to happen as Virginia Tech comes in full force. GT Lugo takes out Primo, but the rest of his team is gone. It looks like he's also been eliminated, and BT now will get control, but 71% here onto the point is a great start here from ODU.
It's a great start, but that final fight didn't quite go the way that they would have wanted. They committed ultimates into the fight. They wanted to lock it down, but they couldn't quite get it. Now we see the old economy of these teams very similar. We are about to see Too Crazy have that sound barrier. We're about to have Falcon online. That's going to give them some sustain unless they really get a big Reaper roll here in this next fight. They're trying to set that up. They want to get on the point, but that bar damage. Oh,
yeah, here comes the Reaper here. He's got his ult. If he can stay alive. Oh, the window came up, but he got taken down. So it looks like no Reaper kills for Zerxin today, but it looks like they've actually abandoned the point here. Primo coming back, trying to sort of stay alive, make sure that everybody here from Virginia Tech is going to be able to survive this push, and it looks like ODU here not going to be able to survive. They have a problem now with that Pharah actually going to be raining rockets here. They're going to have to do something here about Strolexia, or she's just going to be able to fire those Pharah rockets right into the ODU backline.
You're right, and they have nothing to eat this Graviton coming up. They have Graviton about to be online and Pharah ult. I mean, this could be a lost team fight for ODU coming into it right here. We could see them just get aggressive with these ults. It looks like we're going to let them. No, they are going to get aggressive, and here comes the barrage! And it's going to be the entire team. Doesn't care about sound barrier, and that's a reset. We're going to see them pull level and take the lead. Ooh, this is exciting stuff.
Very exciting stuff. GT Lugo here has got to hit a huge shatter as he's going to come through. It looks like Aristos has gone to the McCree here to try to compensate. Big rockets, though, already heading into spawn as Aristos here, trying to make sure that Pharah from Strolexia is not going to be able to do anything, but they've got to be able to get through the door. That's going to be the first problem, because they're having issues here just making it back to the point, as it's going to be big shatter coming in here from Primo, and Avison coming in with the Transcendence to make sure that Primo stays alive. 97%. Can anybody from ODU make it back to the point? It looks like they were able to touch. We are in overtime. It looks like Strolexia uses the barrage again onto Cybear. Not going to be able to do anything about that. Zerxin gets charged into a wall. But GT Lugo coming in huge. Reinhardt trying to be a hero. He's going to try to flip the point. Oh, the kills are coming in. My goodness, it's only a mercy, folks. There's only a mercy left on the point, and it is ODU who gets to flip the point.
And this is going to be last fight territory for both of these teams. Only Valkyrie online for Virginia Tech. Look at this ult bank. We've got Window, we've got High Noon, and both of those combo very well. And crucially, High Noon has been buffed recently. It can do so much damage, and they're going to immediately try to set this up. They've got the window to pressure down these shields and really make sure that they have to press in at that 99 mark. Here comes the High Noon, and it looks like it's going to be a big one!
It's huge! Gets 3! And that could be it. They just need to get rid of Strolexia here on the point. The rest of the members, what a charge there from GT Lugo! Team kill, that's going to be it. We're going 3 here in Nepal.
It is High Noon here in Village, the map that we thought they might struggle on. They said, hey, you haven't seen us play yet. Watch this window, watch this High Noon. We're going to send them all back to spawn.
Oh, yeah. And it's tied 1-1 here as we head to the gazebo. So it looks like there's going to be a little bit of variety, but it looks like Virginia Tech here staying with that modified, looking like it's a quad support setup here, as it is going to be 2 tanks here from Primo and Aidenod. They are going to pretty much stay with where they are. Looks like Pine Dragon actually going to the Brigitte here. Aristo's coming out on the Sombra, so it's going to be very interesting. He's going to be trying to get Strolexia there into the background and look and play for the EMPs. ODU here can't play slow because this comp here from Virginia Tech is designed to stay alive forever.
It is indeed. We've seen this in the Korean contender scene a lot. It's a very powerful comp, but the McCree Ana isn't a bad choice going into it as long as you make sure to outplay that Immortality Matrix and you really get those big bios into the back line. The Immortality Matrix already out. They do already eliminate that, so that's a great start, but they lose their main tank.
Yeah, they lose their main tank, and that means that's going to be a retreat time here for the team. You cannot play without your Reinhardt here onto the field. You're just not going to be able to sustain anything you can here, as it looks like ODU here are going to give up the point here. So early take here from Virginia Tech, and now it's up to them to sort of set up the kind of defense that they want. But with this quad support setup here coming in from Virginia Tech, they need to figure out a way to kill those 2 tanks here for Virginia Tech.
They do, and so they're going over to the Cyber Goats, and I like the idea to keep the Sombra. If you can get that EMP going, all the supports in the world, if they're hacked and can't use their abilities, well, they're not very helpful.
Yeah, and hack comes directly onto the Reinhardt here. He has no shield, but he's going to get all the healing in the world here as that Immortality field comes up, and the window already coming up. What a fire strike comes in, charges in now, and it looks like poor Zenyatta Bear is going to get taken out. It looks like there's somebody going to be wrapping around here, but ODU has no answers to the squad support setup.
I love fire strikes through the window. It is so high. It's 150 damage all the way up to 300. You're one-shotting almost every hero in the game, and it goes through people. It can hit multiple. I mean, that's just fun stuff.
Yeah, and it looks like Avison here is going to be setting up on the high ground here, looking to play sniper with that support, but it looks like ODU are trying again to sort of come through. Aristo still does not have that EMP. He needs to get an ear hop in this fight before the percentage gets too far away here from ODU. Shatter available.
Shatter coming out. Oh, the counter Shatter's huge, but the Immortality Matrix is up and it's not down yet, but the EMP come through. It's a 6-man hack. Primo goes down. This is the window of opportunity, and I don't mean Baptiste Stolt, as everyone says on field. However, there is Baptiste Stolt and a Graviton.
And a Graviton comes in here as they are trapped in, but Avison is only able to get out Zero Chillery, and now it looks like Zergsting here is able to control a little bit, as a Graviton here will trap the remaining members here of Virginia Tech in the back line as they try to sort of push back in. This fight has gone on a little too long here as the percentage is slowly but surely ticking back up, as it looks like Strelexia here takes out the Zarya from the side of ODU as they're pushing back in. Aristos is by himself. There's nothing he can really do here as Sombra is going to have to recall, as it looks like he's just trying to see if he can deal with whatever Strelexia is going to throw at him here onto the point. We're already at 99%, and they can't get back onto the point. Virginia Tech are going to capture Nepal here, but what a fight here from ODU.
Oh, I thought that with the Graviton that pulled them back out of the Immortality Matrix, I thought they were going to be able to have that follow-up damage, but let's watch this bomb. I think we all know which one it is. It's our map 1, just all lined up perfection, keeping up on the Brigitte Rash to move them out of the shield. I love it. Yeah. I love it.
Perfectly timed. Great placement there from the Diva, and absolutely fantastic there from Aidenod. So now, as you can see, this map is now over. It is Virginia Tech who takes a 1-0 lead. They had to fight for it, though, because that was a great Nepal there from ODU. We will now go to a hybrid map, which will now be chosen by the team that lost the previous map. So the way this format works is the loser will get to pick, and they will get to choose from 3 maps. It will be Numbani, Kings Row, or Eichenwald. Any favorites in there for you?
I am going to go ahead and assume that they are going to avoid Kings Row like the plague. We saw Virginia Tech looked good on Goats, and with that, them being able to pull out that quad, and they looked like they knew how to play it. They weren't doubling up their support ults. They used their Immortality Matrix correctly. So for me, I would say you stay away from maps where they can run that all day long. So I would be very surprised if we saw them go over to Kings Row.
Well, it looks like, as the referee actually detailed the map, it looks like they have. And as you say that, it is Overwatch's favorite map, Kings Row. So the thing about Kings Row, though, even though we saw what came out from Virginia Tech, Kings Row A has a lot of variety to it. So the thing about it is you can actually contour your offense based on what the defense set up because of the way the spawn is set up. On point A, you can send a Sombra out there, check out to see what they're defending with. Are they defending with a Goats comp? Are they defending with a Widow? Are they defending with triple DPS? And then sort of cater your offense towards that.
And that's true. And we did see them kind of pull out an unconventional comp on Village to get that advantage and kind of roll and keep that snowball alive. So if they can, if they have some sort of strategy to do that, to remove kind of the idea of the standard meta, you're right. They could easily open A up, but if they don't get that ball rolling, the longer Goat stays there, the longer those quad supports get to keep their ults rolling, things can get rough quick.
Yeah, and it can get rough quick here, but it will be Virginia Tech here on offense first. So they are going to be the team in red, so they will be pushing on an ODU defense. It'll be interesting to see what ODU sets up with, because you saw them come out with a very sort of non-orthodox defense here. So they're going to probably try to see if they can sort of slow down an anticipated Goats comp possibly coming out from Virginia Tech. So interesting, maybe we'll see a Goats v Goats, but 20 seconds we'll find out and see what exactly they'll come up with.
I'll bite. I'll play the guess game. I was wrong on the map, so I have to try to redeem myself a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and say they're going to try to open up with some sort of bunker. They're going to want to be flexible against multiple different types of comps. And the Ashe play that we saw on map 1, Sanctum, was very solid. There was a lot of bob that came out, so I think that we could potentially see something like that.
Oh, and when we say unorthodox, we really mean unorthodox. El Presidente makes an appearance. Yes, sir, it is the Bastion. So it is El Jose will be coming out here, and on this initial come out here, I see Avison on the Widow. Avison is a very, very good Widow from what I understand and seen from both teams. So it looks like we're going to see some picks here coming out, and then we see Primo here on the hamster on the offense here. So very interesting to see this sort of comp, but it looks like they're trying to debate the casters.
They're going to go ahead and swap back to their tried and true, not surprising, but they're going to run into a few more barrels than I think they expect. Let's see if they can break down this this Bastion bunker.
Yeah, so it will be the Bastion bunker. GGMU's positioning here with the defense matrix is to basically kill any sort of projectile damage that's going to come through. Virginia Tech here are going to try to rotate to the high ground here and sort of come down onto the Bastion. But the Bastion, very, very smart here from Aristos, will reposition himself towards the hotel, and now that puts them in a weirdly weird position. And now it's a do-si-do.
Oh, that hook! Oh, pulling the Lucio out. That's going to throw off their timings quite a bit. Now they have to try to get aggressive in unplanned positions. And the Reinhardt, goodbye.
Oh, Zergston takes down Primo there, and now this is where the Bastion will come into play. As long as he stays alive, he'll be able to pump out damage. But Virginia Tech here taking a little bit of an advantage here. Any kills goes really in their favor because they can respawn and come back here in 15 seconds. Zergston trying to sort of stay up here on that hog. Oh, two big kills there. There's Celestia and Dragon down. So now it is turning around here, and it will be ODU that gets to hold.
That was so close. I mean, that hook play from Zergston so far has been so instrumental in keeping the goats from hitting the timings that they want to hit, but they are looking down the barrel of a direct engage here. Can they hold?
Absent already coming out here with the rally. Primo already down here for Virginia Tech, so that is not good for them, but the ult's starting to come up here. Aristos can pop his ult if he wants to. Not going to have to do so. ODU and this bunker cop are holding.
They are, but they just used their Baptiste window at the end of a fight. They didn't really need to commit that ult right there, and now they're not going to have that. And that ult is so important for really just throwing off that damage and really being able to force out that Lucio or Zen ult, off tempo. So now they're in a little bit of a, they have to make sure to play. So here comes the Transcendence. They're going to go ahead and get aggressive. And can they get the Bastion?
Oh, big grenade here on the side of ODU is able to make sure that that damage will come through no matter the fact that the Transcendence comes in. Aristos is going to get, oh no, he's actually going to stay alive. Zergston just being huge again is able to sort of push back this defense with the changes in the patch. Bunker comps have become extremely strong here, and ODU using that to their advantage.
And crucially, they have another window online, so even with that slight misplay in the last fight, it's already erased. They are ready to reset. They go Bastion ult, Ana ult, Baptiste ult, D.Va ult. They are ready for this fight. It's going to be hard to dislodge them now.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a bomb here that's going to try to see if they can dislodge them. The bomb does get Cyber, though. They lose the Ana, but a bomb gets sent into the air here. It's not going to do anything here for ODU. It looks like the defense is finally going to be broken as Kickflip, it looks like he's going to be taken down. Zero Chill in the back. He's not going to be able to do anything. All he can do is run, and it looks like Kings Row A here. Point A will go to Virginia Tech.
Oh, those bombs. I mean, they're so pinpoint accurately placed. They're dodging the value of the Immortality Matrix. We saw Ana not being able to stay in it as the team flooded in, and now they're getting this brutal spawn camp. They're going to keep them all right here as this point flips. Even if they get out and take this fight now, I mean, they're at such a disadvantage. Having commit the nano boost to get out of spawn, and that shatter, but he is taken down.
Yeah, he used that nano boost here to make sure that they were able to get out of spawn. They didn't want to give up any space here onto the payload, so now they actually turned this offensive push into a strategic advantage for them, as now they're able to sort of push in here onto the offense of Virginia Tech, as it looks like here Primo is going to try to come in and try to see if he can make some space. Down goes Kickflip, and that is going to be huge. Losing the Rhine here on this push is going to open up ODU here. Big charge here coming in from Primo, and a Fire Strike here trying to see if he can catch anybody. ODU and full shatter! Oh, and it commits the shatter. Is going to be able to finish off the members of ODU here. They're going to get a lot of solid push here through point B.
And they had two people on the card the whole time. So most times you only see one person commit to moving the card, but they knew they had the numbers advantage and they could keep two people back. They get the whole team reset and two people moving that card. That's faster through the streets, and now they're going to guarantee that they only get one contest throughout the streets. that is a brutal play there coming out from Virginia Tech.
Yeah, this is going to have to be huge here for ODU because ODU can stop them here. They're going to make them walk really, really far to get back to this card. So this is an extremely important fight as it looks like the Shatter's going to be up here from Kittle. He's got to make it huge. Graviton comes out. Shatter! But GT Lugo gets 2 big kills there, both on Strelexi and Primo. So now it looks like Virginia Tech are going to end up losing this fight, and this is not what they wanted. With 138 here on the clock, they have an extremely long walk here back to the payload, and it is just turned on its head.
But again, though, we see an ultimate come out towards the end of the fight. We use our nano boost, on a Zarya that we had already won this fight, so now we don't have that ult advantage, and now we're looking at 1-to-1 at a slight disadvantage, actually, with both support ults about to come online, and Shatter from Primo, which we have seen time and time again, can come up very, very big. The Graviton's out, though.
Graviton's out, but the Transcendence is out, so no big damage here. Going to be coming in from the side. Oh, good flip with a huge Shatter! They get everybody in the back here as they try to push in, but it's Axon and Adenon who get the kills. And now they're just pushing in on this ODU defense. ODU realizing they're going to have to back up. Not going to be able to defend point B now. So now it's going to be a point C defense here. They're going to have to wait for their tanks to come back.
But I like the decision because now you give yourself a chance. No, that's the one person you didn't want to lose in your retreat. And then Zarya resetting that charge, going from 190 damage a second all the way down to something like 60. That's not the person you want to miss. As they continue to keep their foot on the gas, finding these eliminations and sending more and more people back to spawn. The ult economy is flipping wildly out of control with this kind of play.
Yeah, and the staggers have been just horrendous here on the side of ODU. Graviton up here from Adenon. He's going to try to see if he can keep them close to spawn here and try to make as much space as possible here for the offense. Now they just want to make sure that they're aware of the D.Va. Just want to make sure that he doesn't get eaten here. GT Lugo coming in, trying to see if he can eat. That Graviton comes in, not going to be able to do so. They trap him here by the spawn as all the kills coming in from VT. And they get everyone. It's going to be one Lucio. Oh, looks like the Ana from Cyber. Not going to be able to hold it off, and they do complete King's Row.
Again, it's those little things that are just biting them. Where the window coming out at the end of the fight, the nano boost coming. If you imagine that Graviton they sent, where they just barely lost that fight with the follow-up of the Shatter. Imagine if that Reinhardt had that nano boost going, swinging in with that 50% increased damage, 50% less damage taken. All of a sudden, that Brigitte can't get that the elimination onto hit. I mean, it just changes the game completely.
Yeah, it's like a real game of chess played in an FPS format. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the usage of the ultimates are just so important there, and just the slight uses there at the end cost ODU big time, I think, in that push. But here's the situation, folks. Because we are playing a best of 3. ODU needs to complete this match to stay in this game. So they do need to get to the very end, and they need to do it with some time remaining because a draw will not help them here. With 123 here on the clock, they need to make sure that they complete and do have at least 1 second and left in the time bank in order to get a reset here. So now the defense here going to be set up here from Virginia Tech, and no real changes here, going with that quad support defense here because they're really, really sort of comfortable on this pick, and I don't blame them.
I don't blame them at all. The one weakness is obviously that you get that free damage from spam. You have the D.Va to kind of eat things up, but they've been so good at making sure to rotate their Lucio amps, their sound barrier. I mean, everything about the way they're rotating the sports is what you want to see in this comp. It's deadly.
Yeah, so you see Zerxton here coming out possibly on the Hanzo. This is he wants to get picks, folks. He sees squishies, he wants to hit him with headshots, and that's what he's going to be looking for. So the front line here, front line of Aristos and Kickflip here are just trying to see if they can make some space here to see if whether or not Zerxton can get a support tier or two and sort of see if they can make sure that they can get this healing down and take out those tanks. As Primo actually going to be wrapping around here. Zerxton is no man's land. He's going to have to fall back yourself. Matrix is now up here as they're going to be trying to come in. Getting some time here, and they've already gotten a tick here on the point just because of the way the positioning is going, but the spike here will continue. Primo does get a kill on Flippin, a kick flip as Adenon here takes Cyber out. I think it's just going to be a matter of time before ODU has to reset, but they do get one tick.
They do indeed, but they got the oh, he's going to go ahead and go for the reset. Okay. I was wondering if he was going to try to risk staying up there and fighting off who came from, but he's going to go ahead and get that reset, and not a bad decision you've got the window up, you set the Hanzo up behind Cyber's Baptiste ult, and you can get some insane damage that could potentially break through the fact that we don't have those defensive support ults online yet.
Yes, exactly. And Cyber already having up his window, but the window actually already coming up here from Virginia Tech, as it looks like a slight retreat here behind the statue. They don't want to just sort of fight into that. So now being a little cagey here, Rally already coming out here from Pine Dragon, as he's going to try to see if he can get his team to be aggressive. And they're pushing in here. Dragon's already available. Big shatter on the side of Virginia Tech. Will catch the members here of ODU, but really only Cyber is the only one that is going to be
Malady matrices are both down. This could be an opportunity for these ultimates to come out.
Yeah, GT Lugo doesn't have the Graviton yet, so they're going to have to fire the Dragon loose here, see if they can get anybody, but it splits the team, and that's going to be the opening as Primo and Avacyn here are going to be taken down. Graviton will catch the members here of ODU, but they might have lost already too many as they come in, and ODU are on a rampage, so Alexia gets taken down, and they will capture point A.
And they did have to commit a lot of ults, but I like the decision too. You've already wasted enough time on A, and you know you need to have the time bank, which means win this fight now. They're playing quad. You'll get your ultimates back fast. We're seeing Cyber get these windows up, I mean, just so quickly. So I think that was a good decision to kind of over-ult a little bit, but to guarantee.
Yeah, so now it looks like Zero Chill here on the Ana, trying to make sure that he keeps the case up. Oh, looks like the window has come up again. GT Lugo's going to have to watch back up. Tanks are really, really low as they get hit with a big shatter. This is not going to be good here for ODU. Aristo trying to run for his life, not going to be able to do so as that payload just got out the door, and that's where it'll stay.
Oh, Primo, they want to play the game. They stop stunning them. They just want to play.
Those shatters have been huge. He's just been hitting them left and right. Kickflip just has no answers for them.
We've seen a few decent counter shatters come up, but the amount that Primo's been able to hit, I mean, they've been lucky that they've been in the Immortality Matrix so much during the shatters. Otherwise, it's been bigger, but you see how much of an advantage it gives. The huge bio in the back, though.
Huge bio in the back as the rally comes out, so it's not going to be really going to be doing very much, as they still do have two support Altaristos here, getting the benefit of the nano boost, so they're going to be coming in to see whether or not the Roadhog here can do some damage, as Aristos here trying his best, not going to be able to do so. Dragon possibly coming out, no, he's trapped in the Graviton, not going to send it out there.
Come out now, though, it is!
Oh, but the stun! The stun got him, and it nullified the Dragon, not going to be able to do anything about it, so they lose their ult and they lose their Hanzo at the same time. Virginia Tech gets really, really good push here as they want to send back ODU. 2:58 here on the clock. Still plenty of time, but ODU have to basically reassess their lineup, and I see Zerxon already switching. He's going to the Baron.
Drogan, he's like, yeah, hey, look, we don't have a diva. We can't eat ultimates. I'll just stun them out of it. It's okay. It's fine. Don't worry.
So Aristos here going to the Ashes. Cyber tentatively switching off onto the Mercy, not going to be able to do so, so just going to allow Zerxon to see if he can fire rockets in, but you see this comp, there's really nothing that can sort of pick Zerxon out of the air. The problem is that he needs to get out of this archway to be able to have free reign on those rockets. So now it is just going to be a matter of, it looks like they're getting a little aggressive here on the side of Virginia Tech. No respect here to ODU, but a big grenade here will catch the tank front line, so no healing coming through, as ODU here is going to get a slight advantage. Kickflip actually looks like Kickflip finished off Primo and Strolexia, and now they're going to get movement here onto the payload with 2:02 here on the clock. They need a big win here in the next section.
I like Too Crazy getting up there and shutting down that window, not letting Farrah come through for free, really making the Ash worry about it. But the commit from, from the whole team, it split up too much, and then we just saw Kickflip go. I mean, okay, if you guys want me to go swing on a bunch of, your teammates, fine, I'll do it.
Yeah, Absent gets taken down here before the fight even starts with a big grenade here actually catching Primo. If they can get to him, they can probably relatively kill him fast, but it looks like it just wore off just as that Transcendence was coming on. It looks like the members here are falling back a little bit, don't want to fight.
Windows up.
Windows up. They're going to be firing through it, seeing if they can get anybody. His shields will go down faster.
What a direct!
What Zerxon getting here comes out with the barrage as the Lucio will try to protect him. He got bashed in the air, but is able to stay alive. Dragon actually will get a rocket to the face, as now that immortality field gets taken out right away here, as Primo actually will get taken down, as it looks like ODU here will have the advantage. It looks like Aidenod's going to have to run. He's trying to stay as best as he can close to the point, but it looks like he's going to get pushed in, and point B here will go to ODU.
Oh, you told me. You told everyone. You have to respect these DPS players from ODU, and they are coming up big. Those directs taking down the Zen in the backline through the window, finishing off the Berkey, and taking down the Immortality Matrix all in one fight. Those are your win conditions, especially as a Pharah. Big, big plays. And unassisted, no mercies, you know, in this match. This is your pharmacy setup that you typically are used to seeing.
Yeah, because I don't think he's really worried about the DPS going into the air. So the only thing he has to worry about is that D.Va coming into his face. You notice how the payload has already moved towards second corner here. So they really are getting great push onto that. As it looks like ult's coming up here. Ult economy here completely on the side of ODU. GT Lugo has built up his Graviton, and he doesn't see his D.Va around. But the Graviton will catch both teams right on the corner. As Aristos gets a big dynamite here before the Transcendence was able to come in and do anything. So the advantage here will be with ODU as Bob gets sent in. Kills coming in. ODU gets 2 more, as now they're going to be able to move this payload. They just got to get Drogon here off of the D.Va, and ODU getting a clear shot here onto the final point, on the final section here. Virginia Tech have to come up with something in order to stop them right before point C.
It's going to be rough. They really only have the rally to play around. You know, Drogon could potentially get that D.Va mech or D.Va bomb online, but it was still 10% off. And here it is. The barrage is lurking, and it's going to come out and immediately find the Berkey, resetting that before the ultimate could come out. So the bomb is going to come up into the high ground backside, but no real value.
Yeah, and here comes Aristos here on that Ash, taking pot shots here at the Zen. Not going to be able to survive. GT Lugo going huge as another Dynamite here gets sent into the back. They need to win this fight. They need to make sure that they do survive King's Row. But it looks like GT trying their best to push back this offense. Nano boost. Oh, Shatter comes in. Primo got grenaded, so they can take him out here if they just swing away. Looks like Lucio Ult's here coming from Virginia Tech. They're being able to push back here. 20 seconds left to go. They don't have any time left. They've got to get back to the payload. 15 seconds left to go. It looks like they're getting pushed back to spawn. Crazy. Graviton will catch him in the corner, but there's nobody to follow up. ODU's got to make it to the payload. It looks like Cybear's going to be the one having to get there. 3 seconds left to go. 1 second left to go.
Make it.
He doesn't make it. No. Virginia Tech here will end up winning this match. Kings Row 3-2, and the match overall 2-0.
Again, the plays. They were so close with so many of these DPS combos, and you were right to say that you have to pay attention to it. And this is obviously where they broke through here. I mean, great play, splitting up the team with the Dragons, able to follow up with this Graviton play that ultimately led to that take on A and set up their Streets play, but just not able to quite finish the map off.
Yeah, the thing about it was the stout defense there from Virginia Tech were able to sort of slow them down in good points there during point B, forcing them to reset, forcing them to take more than the fights that Virginia Tech had on point B. They were able to sort of make sure that they played the clock really, really well, which was very, very good there from Virginia Tech. So unfortunately for ODU there, that's going to be it for them. So they end up will take 4th place here in the VCOI, but give it up for them, folks. ODU did really, really great there against Virginia Tech. Fantastic showing, absolutely fantastic by them. The championship match here will be coming up now. It will be GMU. Yes, your GMU Patriots will take on the James Madison Dukes here, as it will be a hell of a fight, best of 5 in the VCOI. So both teams here are going to need to get set up here on the deck. So stay tuned, folks. Get some breaks, get a drink or two, and come on back. You're going to see some great teams fight out for the Virginia Commonwealth Overwatch Invitational title here in a minute. So stay tuned. We'll be back.
you hitting enter?
Alrighty, folks. Thank you, Jackson. Are you guys ready to get hype? All right, both teams here are going to be getting ready, and this will be a very intense matchup. Best of 5 here between your George Mason Patriots and the JMU Dukes.
Teams getting psyched up. Look at them. I like it. I like it, and the crowd wants to know what are those. I don't exactly know who they're pointing. I'm assuming it's someone's shoes, but I can't see shoes from where I am.
So as the teams are going to get seated down here, both teams here very active in TESPA. So if you guys were watching on Wednesday, you saw George Mason play the Utah Utes and unfortunately didn't come off of a win. But what you might have not seen was a week ago, JMU played those same Utah Utes and also went down in the first round. So a little bit of a revenge here. They want to make sure that they end this week positive here with a win here over the JMU Dukes.
This is the bounce back for both of these teams, but I want to know how much did they go back and watch that VOD? How did how did they lose to Utah? How did Utah dissect the other team, and how do they put together the winning composition here?
Yeah, there was a lot of goats. So we saw a lot of 3-3 coming out from both teams, but from what I understand, JMU does scrim George Mason a lot. So this is not a matter of teams who don't know each other. These two teams are very familiar with each other, and they definitely want to take this title. You saw a little side-eye coming out here from both of the teams here. They are very, very excited here for both. So as you saw there, the rosters from both teams larger than the standard 6, so we will have swaps coming in and out for specific maps here. So let's run down the starting lineups here for both teams. So it'll be Initials 2-0, Early Bird, Neuro, Hamster Quest, and Gunfighter will be your starting lineup here for the George Mason Patriots. All right,
I like that. And again, you've talked about some of the flex and whatnot, but let's see who they're up against.
Yeah, for JMU, it will be Nico, Unlucky, Iron Crit, Sanity, Vosrado, and Cappy. So very, very stout lineup here on both sides. You're going to see a hell of a show because you see 2-0 there on the George Mason side. He's got some fans there out there in the stands. They know his DPS is something to behold. So hopefully we'll maybe see him on a Widow come out here. But the map pool will stay the same. We will start here on Nepal. So both teams here will be starting with the same map pool. So Control will decide which map will go to next, and it will be hybrid next. Best of 5, folks. We're getting started here. Nepal is the first map, and we will start here on the Sanctum.
Oh, and Sanctum was so exciting last time. We saw so many big knockoff plays and really shutting down ultimates. And, of course, the bomb. Oh, do you think we're going to see something similar, or do you think it's going to be even more exciting?
I think you're going to see a little bit of variety here come in. And Hamster Quest here, very much like his namesake, does play Hammond, does play a variety of tanks. So you will see maybe come out on the Hammond initially to sort of break out. As it looks like here, we are going to get started. But I wouldn't be surprised if I see that pulled pork combo that came out from ODU. You see that Roadhog Orisa trying to see if they can sort of send people into the Netherworld. But instead, it looks like we're going to see a variety of a little bit of a comp here. So Hamster Quest will go onto that Orisa, it looks like, and Sanity will match him up here on the other side.
Okay, here we go. So it's going to be all about positioning in the shield break battle. Who can get that extra damage in and sneak damage past the defense matrices of either team's D.Va. So it's going to be some fun stuff. And of course, we love Widowmakers clicking heads on 2 teams.
And there's going to be more than just 2-0 and Unlucky here clicking heads, as Initials and Nico here also going onto the Hanzo. So double snipers coming out here from both sides. Here we go as they come in here on into the center area, and they will sort of match up each other. That little mini grab coming out here from the Orisa is not going to be able to send anybody into the nether, as now they're just sort of facing off to each other, making sure that Hamster Quest sets up a good shield. One team has to get aggressive here, and we're trying to figure out, ooh, look at that. Pix trying to come in, Unlucky trying to get on the other side of the shield. 2-0 here, looking for some heads to pick off, as it looks like the members here of JMU have actually floated over to the point here, and they've split up. Ooh, Unlucky there with a great shot. Initial kill onto 2 of a gunfighter, gets into Unlucky's face and takes him out, as kills now going in onto the both sides. Initial control here now going to the GMU Patriots, as now they're going to be forcing back the members here of JMU. JMU, though, still one member here onto the point. That D.Va's still there. Rosrado here on that Ana, getting really low, still being able to survive, but JMU here has control of the point.
That was so clean, the sleep to keep sanity. I mean, just from getting that reposition, and that just let all of the damage just flow into the team. And when you're doing that with especially with the Hanzo and the Stormbow, those numbers go up quick, and people go back to spawn.
Yeah, and now they've gone back to spawn, and now we're going to come back out here. No changes coming here from James Madison, as GMU here, 2-0, looking for a spot to make sure that he can click some heads, and he gets an early shot there onto the Orisa. He's going to make sure that that shield comes down, and now GMU here trying to sort of make sure that they stay trapped there in that back corner. Oh, Unlucky getting the better of him again with a great sort of pick-off shot. Early Bird there gets a great boop onto Sanity as he gets sent down into the nether, as Unlucky gets another shot here. Big on the Widow. Nico taking down Early Bird. Trades coming in back and forth. This gunfighter took out Rosrado, but it looks like it is going to be James Madison here trying to take the point over. Nico sending out the Dragon. Going to take down Hamster Quest as Hamster Quest gets taken out. It looks like Gunfighter here trying to stall it for point. They send out the bomb up into the air. That's going to buy some more percentage here. 71%. Yeah, remech coming in as Ironcrate takes 2-0 out again. He's not been able to participate really well. And finally here, James Madison will take the point. 77% though already taken.
Yeah, that's a good take, but you force them to have to drop their Orisa. Now they're on to the Winston, which means they have to play more aggressively, and the shield break is always going to go in the favor of the Orisa. So it's about setting up their sight line. So how can they open up these their Widowmaker, their Hanzo, to get that damage in? And that's a good way to start, sending that monkey all the way back to his team in half health. They're getting aggressive.
They're getting aggressive as they start to wrap around. Initials already with the Dragon again, and what a shot there on Rosrado.
Can he get 2?
Can he get 2? The Hanzo matchup. No! He gets Nico! Nico got him right in the face. He was shielded there, so not going to be able to get him with one shot. As 2-0 here trying to demech that D.Va. That D.Va has to run, though, because he's gotten lower, as it looks like GMU here, as a Dragon comes out here. Dragon onto the point. Sanity trying his best to take Neuro out of the point. A counter Dragon here coming out from GMU. But the fight here will go the way here of James Madison, as they are getting all the kills.
They're going to be coming up close now to leveling the score, so this was a really good fight for them. And we're going to see both teams go on to the Winston now. No more shenanigans. In fact, actually, we're seeing floats come out. The Winston variant of Goats, they're going to get very aggressive, and that's going to give them a lot of point control. It's going to be up to Unlucky. Can he click heads? Let's find out.
Yeah, so it looks like the team has actually split up here, as they are going to approach from multiple directions as they try to jump in. Unlucky here needs to get a great pick here. He's getting actually faced up by Early Bird, is forcing him out of position. Not going to be able to get the shots there, but Ironcrate is able to get Gunfighter out of this mech.
The flip does come over to the point, so now 83% in counting, which is already kind of a soft victory now, because even if JMU is able to win the fight, they're going to be, having to flip it back, and it's going to give them an extra fight, and so far it's still back and forth. Neither team really able to get that extra, but we're seeing 96, 97, 98% is going up in GMU's favor.
Yeah, Early Bird has been huge with some great boots there. Oh, the bomb will finish out Sanity, as it is going to be only Nico left here on his point. He's got to run away or he's going to get killed. He's trying to get back on the point. Oh, no, gets him with a great shot. And that is going to be first blood here to the GMU Patriots.
That was well played. They played their Orisa as long as they should. They played their floats, I mean, so well. We saw them split up. They got pressure onto the point, pushed back the Orisa. We saw the Lucio flanking. Early Bird going, hey, look, I'm going to go shut down that sideline. What's the win condition? Clicking heads. I'm going to take away that option.
Yeah, and that was actually a great switch there. Now, looking at the comps coming out here from George Mason, it looks like Hamster Quest Gunfighter will stay here on the Reinhardt. Now it looks like initials will go to the Zarya. So looking like 3-3 on both sides here as Busrado on the Zarya. Yep, we're going to see a goats beat goats here as we head into the gazebo.
This is a great test for teams. We saw the mechanical battle very even. Now it's about playing together. Can they get their timing correct? Can they use their cooldown in a rhythm that works to seal the day? Here's the proverbial goats handshake. Both teams looking for that advantage. We're going to see them get aggressive. Both Zaryas have used their ult. Fire strikes are going to start to find real value here.
Yeah, D-Mac coming out here as Iron Crate is able to get Gunfighter out of the mech here. So advantage here goes to James Madison as now they're pushing on that advantage. Neuro and Initials, though, get 2 big kills, but they do have to end up giving up the point here, but they realize they do have a slight advantage, so they're going to push right back in, as they're going to push, and D.Va actually going up into the air here, trying to make sure that they block any damage coming through. JMU has been pushed back. 100 charge, as Sanity gets going to get the, the Zarya focusing down on him, as Sanity gets taken down, as Initials going huge. Coming in with that Zarya, and now JMU has got to abandon the point here, and now they're going to get staggered. This is not what they want. They want to make sure they stay together as a team, and it looks like they're going to have to back up on into the spawn.
And that was a great rotation by Nico to get the Brigade up in front, block that damage with the shield so we don't see more staggers in there. They're able to get back together and already get this fight going. So the big disadvantage right now is that Unlucky is at a massive charge disadvantage, and that's just so much damage missing from their team. So it's about playing a little footsie right now and finding the window.
Yeah,
back in there.
Big initial kill there on the Sanity, and a shatter coming out from Hamster Quest. Hamster Quest able to sort of send them packing here, as JMU are going to have to get sent back to spawn. 45% here, great use of the ults as they were able to only use 1 shatter and keep a slight ult advantage here on JMU.
And poor Nico found into the mega room, sent back to spawn way after the rest of his team. That's going to put this score up to about 65% before the next team fight can actually start. And again, Unlucky has to build charge. They do have ultimates though, so it's about can we see a little bit of a flip. One of these divas needs to step up big and get a Graviton eat.
Yeah, so both support up ceiling for GMU. They're going to be able to take whatever comes at them, as now a Graviton gets sent in. Now is going to be able to chop Hamster Quest, but the bomb combo comes in. Nobody gets taken out by that. Great charge there. As Sanity is forced back, Transcendence comes out here for JMU as they're trying to sort of survive this. That Transcendence is not going to last the entire time they're in the fight, but Hamster Quest gets taken down. Big kill, and a big shatter comes in, and a charge coming in from Sanity here, trying to get that D.Va out of mech. Is going to be able to do so as Gunfighter gets taken out, but 2-0 was able to get the Iron Crate out of mech too, but Visrado, the Zen, going kill happy, taking down 2. 99%, the point is going to eventually flip here, and JMU still have a shot here on the Gazebo.
They do still have a shot. Now, they are in the backseat right now a little bit as far as the ult economy goes. They are at a little bit of a disadvantage, but not anything major. This is still very salvageable, and of course, now they are in the driver's seat with their Zarya charge. So it's about making sure that they can keep these resets going and not allow that kind of swing factor to enter the game. Let's see how they do it as this team fight. Oh, that's a good boop to set it up.
Good boop to set it up here. No real ults to speak of. Sanity does have a big shatter here. It's going to be able to get the support, but the support stay alive until 2-0 gets taken down there. So advantage here by JMU as a Transcendence comes out here from Neuro. Unlucky was hit by the shatter, but is able to sort of stay up here. JMU holding, and they're holding very, very tight, as it looks like now they're going to be able to force out the Patriots back into the area here where the fight. Big fire strike here will take down Hamster Quest, as a bomb will force them all the way back. No Reinhardt means no push here for GMU.
It does. Now, I think the ult combo there was a little pricey, especially with the saw. You didn't get the value with the the grab, maybe slight miscommunication, but they want to shut these fights down, so I don't blame them for wanting to commit to it, but now they're in a little bit of dire straits. Sanity needs to come up big if they want to be able to hold this point. A Shatter needs to come online very quickly to outplay the fact that they're looking down the barrel of grab, sound barrier, and the Diva Bomb.
Yeah, Vesrado here can nullify that grab though, if he is able to get caught into that. But here they come. They're going to come in. He's looking for the grab right now. Initials trying to see if he can take maybe the shield down from that Reinhardt as Hamster Quest going in there, trying to force the members of GMU out. It looks like Vesrado is going to be playing on the flank here. Graviton will be right onto the wall. They're trying to catch him. Oh, but a great counter shatter there as all of the members of GMU just ran right into it. We're at 99.99. Transcendence comes out here from the Patriots as they're trying to force out the JMU Dukes, as it looks like they're trying to flip the point here. They've got 6 people on the point, trying to force them out. It looks like JMU has got a worse position here as they're trying to
stay alive.
Yeah, Unlucky needs to stay alive. Great bubble there, but initial kill on the Cappy is going to be the advantage.
Oh,
big
that's
here.
the bomb you needed to finish this fight up. Sanity comes up with the rest, and that Shatter, though, to set things up, to deny the bomb combo, to give them the purchase they needed. Ooh, boy.
Oh, baby, we got a fight on our hands. 1-1 tied up, as now we will go into Village. Very, very even from both of these teams, playing very close mirror comps, and it was close all the way to the very end there.
It was. I mean, we saw them have to battle back, battle up, battle that. I mean, you saw every version of Goats right there. Every little nuance. So let's see how they open up here on Village. Do we see, you know, maybe some of that Mei that we saw before? It looks like we might see kind of a South Korean World Cup strat with the Hanzo and the Pharah taking those split angles, really piling in that damage onto that point. You know, it's limited in its mobility, but you have 2 long sightlines, so this comp can work if executed correctly.
Yeah, and it looks like Vesrado here is opting for the original form of Goats here, so going to the Moira, maybe needing some of that sort of group healing as they sort of stay through, as 2-0 and Initials here will be sort of raining death on them. Oh my goodness! 2 initial kills, as I say. I must have cursed Vesrado there because he got taken out super, super quick there by Neuro, and now it is going to be retreat time here for JMU, as they are going to have to go back to spawn. This will be an easy take here for the Patriots.
And it's going to set up 2-0 to get that free ult charge in, as now he gets to just rain rockets in, and that's not what you want the enemy Pharah to have. You don't want them to be able to be looking at a barrage before the first field team fight begins. And we see a great sleep. That's going to slow down this entire push and give them time to set up these ultimates.
Yeah, as it looks like the Diva was able to protect the Winston up into the air, as the fight has sort of changed onto the point here where the advantage is going to be in with JMU, but the barrage was able to sort of nullify that down as Sanity trying to stay alive. They do get the flip onto the point here, but a nano boost on the Gunfighter, on the Hamster Quest is able to sort of clear out that point, as they are going to have to back up. The flip back 6%, that's all they got, as now the fight here is sort of changed on the way to the corner. They're just sort of rotating around. Iron Crick able to take down Initials, as it looks like Hamster Quest was trying to sort of charge out, trying to meet up the rest of the team, and now they're just trying to build up as much ult percentage as they can. Hamster Quest takes down Sanity, as it looks like they're trying to see if they can build up another barrage here. 2-0 building up as fast as he can. He's going to have to back up. They still haven't flipped it yet, and at 40%, it looks like Nico finishing off the people on point, and now JMU here will get the flip.
I was getting a little confused there. I thought we were playing King of the Hill, not Hot Potato. We saw that point just flip back between these two teams. Guys, we got to get some defense in there.
Yeah, as it looked like in there, they just wanted to sort of abandon the point because they weren't in position to sort of take in all of that damage, it looks like, and they just weren't ready for it. But they do end up getting the point here, but they are a little behind at only 25%. And the Graviton catches all of them there on the ground, as Winston will actually move them out. The Wiggy for the bomb, but 2-0 getting the barrage here, killing Vesrado, but Unlucky finishing him up in the air. Not exactly sure they got the better end of that trade, because they're going to have to sort of back up a little bit, and JMU's here still holding.
You know what? So far, Unlucky is a bad name. He's a very lucky person and very skilled. Luck has not been a factor, and it has been, or has been a factor, and it's been on his side.
Yeah, it has absolutely been. So now they rotate here, going through the center now, and will sort of occupy point here, as they will try to sort of hold here and make JMU come to them. Hamster Quest here holding the line as best as he can. He's going to be able to get shielded here. He's going to try to survive. They've got about 50% onto the point, but still haven't turned it yet. They try to get the grab down, will actually come out. Dragon coming in, as Initials is going to be able to get Nico here. GMU looking really good here to turn the point. They're getting all the kills. Initials with 2 big kills here. Unlucky here. Now they just got to finish off with Toronto on the point. They're trying to get as much percentage as they can. Flipping it at 77. Now GMU here will have the advantage.
And this all goes back to that first fight. Those great picks in the very beginning has set them up to be able to be super competitive in this round. Can you imagine if those picks didn't come in, if we were looking at 70% to 0, you might not be feeling confident. But with the way this match has happened or gone on so far, there's a real shot for this DPS comp to just keep this rolling. Great air shots.
Great air shots there onto the Monkey as he's forced to jump down here, but a great Lucio ult will save him there and stop him from getting killed almost immediately. Barrage comes in as he tried to actually, try to see if he can kill all the support.
It's a big shatter!
Big shatter there by Hamster Quest. It's going to be swinging away with the nano boost. Going to finish off anybody on the point here, and they're going to get a team kill here and build up that point advantage. They're going to get it back here. 74%. They lost a little bit there on the transition, but now we're in one fight territory here, as it looks like they're going to be able to build up to about 90.
Yeah, one fight territory for both sides, so that quick flip was still very helpful, and now we only really have the Dragons online to try to defend this. We got to get that, 2-0 needs to get that Pharah ult online, especially with early bird. This is a good early Dragon to make sure that they don't feel comfortable going on to the point. Let's see how this unfolds. That's a great pick!
It's a great pick onto Sanity, as he's able to get him through, as he had to sort of jump through the Dragon there. It looks like 2-0 now trying to see if he can get anything else up, but no, Iron Crick gets him down. There's Graviton here, catches the members of GMU. They're at 99%. They need to win this point. Overtime has started to tick down as a bomb on the point here, trying to
get the res!
They get the res, and as a rally comes in from JMU, as they get the kills, and oh no! Sanity and Unlucky get 2 big kills in, and they're going to get the flip. They're building a percentage here as it doesn't mean Gunfighter's the only person left. He gets the Graviton, but there's nobody to follow up. It's only a Mercy. Can Early Bird do anything? Not going to be able to do so as Gunfighter gets taken out 99-99. Overtime ticks down. JMU has control of the point. They need to finish off
the hammer to get the contested. They can maybe trickle back. He gets stunned.
He gets stunned on the doorstep. Not going to be able to make it as they're trickling in 99-99 here. Initial's not going to be able to make it to the point. JMU here is going to let overtime tick down, and they get first blood here on Nepal, taking a 1-0 lead.
And again, it comes down to, GMU had the chance because of those early eliminations setting up the first point take, but crucially in that second to last fight where JMU was able to get forward and flip the point, it set up the one fight territory and there just wasn't time for the reset. What a big shatter though to help them claim that point. And this was that second fight where you could see they get up to about 87% right there, even though the ultimates were used by GMU to win the fight. They lose that 10%, and that was the difference maker.
It was absolutely the difference maker. So you have to be careful, especially when you're sort of defending the point there. They were looking for position, but by giving up that extra percentage, it ended up costing them at the end because they lost a fight there at the very end to be able to come in. And now here, we will go into a hybrid map, and GMU, wanting to do good for the crowd here, they're going to have the pick. So they're going to be able to pick between Numbani, Kings Row, and Eichenwald going in here. All 3 teams here, as you've seen, are very, very good GOATS teams here. What do you think they should pick? Last time you said they shouldn't pick Kings Row, and they did. So let's see if you can get this pick right this time.
So this is the intro. I hear that Hamster Quest likes the Hammond. And the best part about all of those maps is they have really unique rollouts. I would be surprised a little bit with Numbani just because it's a little open so you can get that Hammond play punished. But Kings Row and Eichenwald, both great maps for those Hammond rollouts, that Wrecking Ball style play, really aggressive. So it does look like we're going to Kings Row. So I'll count that as a half right. I narrowed it down.
Yeah, so it will be Kings Row here, and JMU will still stay on offense here. So JMU will be coming out here on offense, and it will be up to GMU here to defend. So let's see what Hamster Quest will try to defend with. Most likely, you'll see probably the Reinhardt Zarya try to be safe, try to make sure that they're going to be able to stay there very solid, maybe bunker in. But we did see ODU come in with a great bunker comp, and with the way that the patch changes work, it would be not very surprising to see maybe like an Orisa double shield and make sure maybe a Baptiste comes out here on the defense as we saw in the previous match.
And I don't think it's a bad choice to see if your opponent can flex around in the meta. How comfortable are they? Now you've said these 2 teams have screamed each other a decent bit, and it does look like we are seeing a Baptiste variant come out. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play around and set up. And I said it too soon.
So yeah, it looks like here they're going to be messing around here. I don't want to reveal comps because they can hear me, but but it looks like here is 2-0 is going to be trying to position himself here for hacks, trying to make sure that he's going to be able to see if he can trap anybody coming in. Unlucky here, if he goes offensive Torbjorn, he's a rock star. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see that offensive Tor, but we're getting debated here. We know that's not going to happen. Though I do see a Symmetro on the field, and I could see some teleports coming through, but not going to happen here. A pause comes in, as it looks like there's going to be some technical issues coming in from both sides, as there is possibly an issue here and there that we're going to have to deal with.
And better to, I mean, look, better to sort it out now before the round starts, you know. So, oh, okay, now we're back into it.
Yeah, so it looks like we're going to be in, and now we go. As it looks like here, 2-0 is just scouting out, trying to see what they're going to be running here. Ooh, gets an early hack onto Unlucky, but it's going to have to bail because that entire team is going to turn on.
See, I find that interesting, though, to open up with the neutral hack. I mean, you know you're not taking the team fight. I mean, why not just spray? Get that extra ult charge. You're not delaying anything. That hack, however, is great. It's going to send Sanity all the way back to the spawn gates, as they do not want to take that with a Reinhardt that can't put their shield up.
Yeah, so that's going to force a little bit more poke here coming out from the team, as they're not going to fully commit. Now they absolutely do, but 2-0 gets Cappy in the back here, so immediately they lose the support, but they do lose Hamster Quest here, which means that the fight is just flipped on its head. The rest of GMU have to back up. They don't have a shield here, so it will possibly be a flip already here onto point A, a very quick point A, as Initials has just been left all out by his lonesome. He's going to be able to survive here as Hamster Quest charges back in. They're trying to see if they can sort of contest and force him back.
They're going to get Sanity. They got to get to the point, though. All of this for not at
Oh, no! They do get enough ticks here, and it will be a take here for GMU. Vosrado takes Gunfighter out, so a late stagger there onto the defense, but losing the Brigitte might be big, as the Brigitte is one of the key members here of this 3-3 comp. So now if you see the members of GMU are falling back, as Hamster Quest here has to sort of fall back and wait until the comp can actually meet up with him on that choke. So now it looks like they're going to try to make space for themselves here. 2-0 has got to get a big hack here just to make sure that they can fight around.
He does. The EMP is online, so that can do a lot of the work for him. He's looking for a big one, and there's no support ults to try to beat, so as long as he hits a decent amount of people and he sets it up with his team, it can be some exciting stuff here. He is found out, though, so he's going to have to wait. He's going to go Translocator in. No, it is destroyed, so that's going to delay this EMP, and Gunfighter is taken down by his opposite Nico.
Yeah, losing that Brigitte there is not going to be good for them. They're not going to be able to charge in, not even on the back of an EMP. So they've decided to just sort of back up. I think a smart move here from GMU, just because they know they need that extra healing. That payload still hasn't come around that corner yet, so they still have a fight on their hands. They're going to need to come in, though, and they do need an early pick here because they want to flip this right here. Here comes
Only
EMP.
2 people, though.
Only 2, but they do get the most important person, and Sanity does go down as they do get trapped into that graviton. Oh! They got trapped in the bomb. They weren't able to shield it, and even though they did lose their Reinhardt on the initial fight, JMU here will capture point B.
Iron crit indeed. That is a critical strike if I've ever seen one. 4 in the bomb. Great setup. Unlucky. Again, dodging the EMP. That value, getting the Graviton, stopping that surge forward, and we're seeing JMU really play versus this Sombra very well. They're getting very aggressive. You've only seen one EMP come out and it didn't win the fight. That is in the 20 percentile. So let's see how they can win this fight now, not having it.
Yeah, Initials here has to hit a big grab here. And he saw the defense matrix go down, so here it comes. Grab will catch the Reinhardt there, and Sanity goes down. They lose 2 as the D.Va goes into the hole, so Ironcrad not going to be able to survive. People just jumping ship as they knew that fight was over. But 4:45 here on the clock, that is a tremendous time bank for point C.
It is, but I mean, again, it really comes down to 2-0 needs to bring this Sombra like to life. There needs to be some extra value. The neutral hacks have been decent, but I mean, we need to see more EMPs, and we need to see them win on the back of those EMPs. We got to get those setups, because right now they're looking at an ult disadvantage, and that's not where you want to be.
No, you're not. And now here they come right into the neutral as they're going to engage each other right there. 2-0 still doesn't have that EMP.
Shatter!
But a shatter coming up here.
Pull the counter!
We'll capture Hamster Quest, but down goes Sanity, and that's going to give time for them to actually see if they can actually push this down. It looked like the D.Va Ironcrad was trying to wrap around, ended up going into the hole, so now they're going to have to reset again. And now that EMP from 2-0 is up, and now they've gotten a good stranglehold onto this fight. They just don't want to make sure they get staggered here, so they've got to be super, super careful retreating.
They do, and here we go. And this is how you got the ult economy where you want it. Now you have the EMP. You can win this next fight for basically free. Get yourselves back into the game. So here it comes. They're going to get this set up, and that's a huge one! 6!
Yeah, 6 on there as Vesperado was about to transcend, but unable to do so. You saw the action start to move, but they get everybody, and now that was an easy fight win there for GMU.
And that's the kind of EMP that we want to see. Big, sets up the team to get in there, get that ult percentage. Now we have a Graviton about to come online. We've got our support ults ready. Early Bird has the sound barrier. Yeah, this is where you kind of want to be to get this back and forth limbo and hold this third point.
Yeah, unlucky here with a big grab here. Oh, but immediately gets hacked. It's not going to be able to use it right away. They want to push in. Sanity getting real low here. But here comes the grab out from Unlucky, and he traps most of the members. Lucio comes out here, will protect the members of GMU, but a bomb gets sent into the back. It's going to get initials, so they lose their Zarya. Losing Zarya is huge, but the Transcendence on the back of that, they're going to try to see if they can push through. Not going to be able to do so with Early Bird going down, as now it is going to be JMU here with a huge advantage. Looks like the recall here coming out from 2 as he's going to have to fight back. He gets immediately terminated out as it looks like the members of GMU here getting sent back to spawn. 2:34 here on the clock. It's time game.
The good part, though, the point wasn't moving. They're going to be able to get that reset. You don't need to rush out and get there. You have some ults that you can use to win this fight. So now they get the setup, and here we go. Can they get the real value? The Graviton's decent. It's big.
It's big, but there's a Transcendence there to nullify most of the damage coming through. No burst damage to deal with that. And the Lucio ult from Cappy here, we'll try to see if they can sort of push on that. Hamster Quest here being shielded, trying to be as fast as he can. But there was the EMP. Initials and Gunfighter get 2 big kills as Vesperado takes down Gunfighter 2. But this fight going the way of JMU as Iron Trick got DMEC and killed. Hamster Quest finishes off Nico and sending them back to spawn. Under 2 minutes now, and it is going to be 1 of 4 fights here. They're going to have multiple tries at this point, Steve.
You're right. And so the thing I liked about GMU's play there, they knew they could take the second. They took the second. They used the grab. Again, what does that do? They didn't find the value, but they forced that Transcendence. They give themselves time. What does 2-0 do at the time? Get the EMP, and then they win the fight. And that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, absolutely. So now they're in a position where the payload is actually moved forward ahead of them and won't be able to provide them shields. As now as they fight into this neutral corner, as there's nothing going to be able to block them. Oh, a big hack there onto Sanity, as he's going to be trying to see if he can actually do anything. Swinging away. Early Bird getting taken down is huge. A big shatter there. Will catch initial. Transcendence comes down.
Right into the pit.
Right into the pit. Both Reinhardts nullify each other. So now it's going to be a matter of who can stay alive. Unlucky being huge, getting 2 big kills. That might have been too much though, as the members of JMU here trying to push that payload here, but that Lucio still trying to see if he can stay onto the payload. Gunfighter here trying to be huge, trying to survive.
It's a shatter! That could be the flip!
No, and they're not going to be able to get this push, as they are going to get that Lucio to make sure they save. My goodness, 43 seconds left to go. We're in one fight territory.
1 fight territory, and you got to be happy sitting on an EMP going into 1 fight territory. No real ultimates up on the other side, none that can really turn the tide unless we see a bomb similar to what we saw on Street. So we're getting into this fight. I'm excited. 26 seconds. This is it.
This is it, and there's the EMP who's ready for 2-0. Oh my goodness, he's going to look for a big fatty EMP. He's looking for it. He's trying to come in. He's going to use it. 5-man on Sanity there. They're going to have to force him back. He's super low. He gets taken down.
The bomb's in the back, though.
Bombs in the back, but Gunfighter and Hamster Quest have done what they needed to do. It's not going to happen here for JMU, as Nico's going to get charged in, going to get taken out. The complete is not going to happen. What a hold there by GMU.
That is how you bounce back. Point A looked shaky. The streets looked shaky, but they took a deep breath and they held on third.
Over 4 minutes and 50 seconds on third. That is a miraculous, gutsy hold there from GMU, and that is huge because now all GMU have to do complete the map, and we're on to map 3 tied at 1s. So it's absolutely fantastic. They're great play there by the defense. JMU is going to have to be wondering, it's like, what did we do wrong? Huge time bank, all of the ults that we could use, and unfortunately unable to break that stout defense. So now it's their turn. They're going to be looking to see if they can stop GMU here on this push. It'll be interesting to see what they come out with. We've seen mirror comps come out from both teams. We might be able to see that again.
I would, if I was GMU, I'd probably keep the Cyber Goats going. You know, at least at a certain point in the map to kind of get that rhythm they got into towards the end of their third point hold. They were, I mean, they were getting the EMP up appropriately quickly from 2-0. They were all big. They hit value targets. And even the neutral hacks towards the end started to, I mean, very crucially slow down Shatters, slow down Gravitons, and really just keep the timings that JMU was trying to accomplish off the mark. And you really saw their aggressive play start to not have that same purchase because of it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like with Sombra, you can ruin another team's rhythm by alternating. One ult can make up for 6, which is unbelievable there. So 2-0 getting the EMPs exactly when this team was out of ults, so therefore being able to win fights that way. So it looks like here, slight change as Neuro here, they will end up going to Ghost. They wanted to just sort of see what they were running there onto the defense, so now here they're going to sort of bust on out, as it looks like here 2-0 here will stay here on the Sombra as he's trying to get into the back line, trying to find a target. I'm thinking he's going to aim for the Reinhardt or for the Zen, so he's trying to see if he can find anybody here, as the rest of the members of GMU here just sort of holding and making sure that they find what 2-0 will see, and then
checking.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to see if he can get a good hack on before they move in.
They know they have a little bit of a window right now. The translocator's out. You've got about a 4-second window where you don't need to worry too much. And immediately spy checking again and is going to find 2-0. So this is not where you want to be as a Sombra. Scouted, found out, translocator down. Oof.
Yeah, that's going to stall that push here. They're not going to be able to do so. They're already 6v5, so GMU has got to figure out what they want to do. So it looks like immediately they're going to take it down. James Madison here trying to sort of push in and make sure that they get as many stagger kills as possible, try to earn up their ult percentage. And now it is GMU here going to try to come back with 2-0, getting a late kill on the Cappy there. That could cost them because they all died as a group pretty much. So now they have a slight little window here on the offense.
Spy checking, though, has just been, Iron Crit has not allowed 2-0 to have any, I mean, free purchase. So they're going in now up to about 90%. We could see it come out in this fight, and he definitely wants to. It's close!
No, they hacked. Oh, big Shatter will catch initials here as he's in the middle of no man's land, not going to be able to do so. JMU, they're able to hold, as now they send the rest of the Mason Nation packing, as Earlybird trying to sort of stay alive. He doesn't want to get picked.
And this is kind of one of those interesting spots. We've seen JMU hold really well. This is the decision point. You know you're going to be coming up against an ultimate disadvantage. Do you kind of dry fight this and let it flip, or do you go for broke and try to win this fight? It's going to come down to Transcendence versus EMP timing. We see him hiding in the back. Can they get the EMP? Here it comes.
Yeah, here comes the EMP, and the Transcendence immediately comes up from Vibrato as a hack immediately will be followed up here onto the Reinhardt. Hamster Quest is able to get Nico down, so therefore it looks like here they do get the kill that they need, and the Graviton here is ready here for GMU, as they're going to hit that grab, and immediately they're going to try to capture it. There's no Transcendence left, so there's going to be free kills here for GMU. They're going to capture point A here. Unlucky's not going to be able to do anything, and that's going to be that here. Point A here will go to the Mason Nation.
Very good, and so they do commit their ultimates for JMU to try to hold that point. And the nice thing is you probably kind of knew ult-wise you weren't going to be able to win the fight barring Miracle. What a good fire strike, and that's going to set up an early pick. That's great for the Streets phase.
Very, very, very good for the Streets phase. No Zen there. That's a huge damage dealer that they lose because of that Discord. So now you see the members of JMU, sort of falling backwards here. They don't want to engage. They're going to concede a lot of space here onto the Streets phase because they know without that Zen, they're not going to be able to do very much. As it looks like here, they now finally got Vibrato back, and now trying to push on 2-0, who's just building up some free percentage here. He's getting ready to do another EMP again.
That was such a good combo play, and that's what you want with your Sombra, those flipped plays like that. They're going to get aggressive. They have the Shatter. Insanity hits something that, is a little insanity. He's going for it. It's a decent Shatter. It's 3 in the back, but the sound barrier's there to stop any real follow-up.
Yeah, as they actually are going to be stuck here again, as a rally will come out here from GMU. As 2-0 finally gets Sanity down, he's got the EMP, but I don't think he needs it. Iron Crate is trying to run away. He's super low. Going to get demech here is not what they want. They're going to have to give up a huge chunk of space and possibly point B in the process. Big hack there onto the Lucio, as it looks like 2-0 is going to have to fall back. Lots of space made here by the front line. Good job here by GMU.
Very good job. Now the big thing is they got to keep them off, comfortable footing. That's a good EMP. No, the Transcendence wasn't able to get out, so it is going to stop some of that value. But the follow-up with the Graviton could be set up. They don't have the Transcendence to try to live through it. Are they going to pull the trigger on it? It looks a little 50-50.
Yeah, Graviton will come out here and will catch up with a bomb there, and all the kills now going the way of JMU as they're going to be able to catch point C, as it looks like they're going to wipe him out. Unlucky Hill, again the last man standing, not going to be able to do so. 3:32 on the clock. They just need to get to the end, and they will win this map.
I mean, initials. Wow, the patience so far, knowing that the Transcendence is being used for these EMPs, and he's just outplaying Iron Crit on these matrices. You see Iron Crit doing the best job he can do on D.Va, and now we see Hamster getting a little cheeky.
Yeah, a little cheeky here with a weird charge. Will catch Unlucky and put him on the outside. Yeah,
and with that, he has Shatter!
He's got Shatter! He's going to look for it, trying to see if Diorisa from Gunfighter can take down that shield. He's going to see if he can take him down. Not going to be able to do so. Just probably going to kill him. He sends him into the netherworld, and down they go. Here comes the payload down the home stretch. Busrada's going to be coming out of the spawn. It looks like it's going to be the D.Va's going to be coming out from Iron Crit. Not going to be able to do anything as he gets taken out. EMP again. Busrada gets taken down. Nothing is stopping this payload as they've got another, and that's going to be able to do it. GMU tie this matchup at 1.
So bold was Hamster Quest to go for that. Setting up in the back, going for the charge. I love it. That's the way you get those flip plays. And this is that bomb, though. This was a pretty bomb. Right, like a hat. Just right on the top of all of their heads. Can't get your shield up in time. Oh, that's a big bomb. And then the follow-up play. I mean, well done.
Yes, fortune favors the bold there. GMU were absolutely bold going in there, just going straight to the spawn. Hamster Quest saying, follow me, I'll win you guys this map. So therefore, he's going to start swinging away. So therefore, now we are tied at 1s as we go into 2CP. We're going to be choosing between Anubis, Volskaya, and the new map, Paris.
So the streets of Paris.
Paris. It's such a beautiful map, but not maybe so beautiful for the offense, as there are a lot of narrow streets that you're going to have to maneuver to get you all the way to the end here. It will be JMU's choice, though, because they did just lose that hybrid map, so it'll be interesting to see what they say. Anubis, not my favorite map, but what do you want to see here coming out from the teams?
It comes down to how the teams like to play these games. Do they want to do they have a set strategy? What do we see that way? Now, I mean, the nice part about going to something like Temple of Anubis is the fact that it's a little more played. You know, they've maybe scrimmed on it. There's some kind of, you can play that GOATS matchup if you want, so if you're feeling comfortable, which I will say, despite losing to the Cyber GOATS, when we look back to Nepal, they were, I mean, really well. I mean, JMU was playing that GOATS matchup really well, winning uphill battles, downhill battles, ult disadvantages. So if you told me Temple of Anubis, I'd believe you.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks like here, with JMU choosing a map they're probably just most familiar with, and it looked like they were able to sort of go in and fight really, really evenly. So now it will be Temple of Anubis here, as both teams here just trying to talk strategy. They want to make sure between all of them that they got their proper tactics right for this map. You see both teams here in the background as they're just sort of discussing. They're both really, really into this. They want to win this map. This is GMU's home side. They do not want to lose a battle here on their home grounds. And it will be them here on the defense, and it will be JMU again pushing in the red on the offense. It'll be interesting to see what they set up. This is a map here that is very, very typical to play maybe multiple styles of defense, as you can sort of bunker in onto point B, but you can be a little bit aggressive and be on floats on point A. It just really, I think it's going to see what like GMU here is going to be a little bit more comfortable with on the defense. Will we see that out here in about 15 seconds?
Yeah, and the cool part about this map, is you talked about, is you've got this first high ground here with the arches. This is a great area to hold. We see teams with goats and floats hold here. That you've got this middle area where you can run bunkers and stage with different variants of 2-2-2s, and then of course you've got your widow perches in the back. So I mean, there's so much that can be run here. And look at these sight lines. That's scary when you're clicking heads. So it's one of those maps where the defenders can kind of run just about anything, and the offense can also run so many different comps. We've seen, especially throughout Contenders and Owl, we have seen just about every type of composition being run here.
Yeah, I mean, like you've even seen teleporting Anna's onto the high ledge to make sure that she has like a huge vantage point, so she doesn't even have to move in onto point. So we're not going to see anything crazy like that. We do see an Ana, but it is unlucky here, going to be on the Sombra. But you see 2-0 here on the Sniper, so the Widow here from 2-0 has got to come up huge, as there are some squishies here on the field. Nico on that Genji is going to try to get into her face.
And so I like this. Both teams coming out with a little bit of an unconventional comp so far that we've seen. We've got the bunker comp on one side, we've got the Sombra dive on the other, really looking to set up that, that nano blade with the hack. So much damage and no abilities to counter it is not a spot you want to be in.
Yeah, as it looks like here, they're going to be just sort of holding on the platform where Nor's team sort of hit. Initials here on the Junkrat, which is a player you normally see when you're thinking that a team is going to come in from the right, but it looks like most of JMU has gone over to the high ground here, and they're going to give up a little bit of percentage here to try to see if they can sort of make sure that they have positioning on this fight. They did get hit with an Ana grenade, so they didn't put engage right away, as Gunfighter will go to the high ground here, as it looks like they're just sort of trying to make sure that they don't get engaged on fire. Oh, and 2-0 with a great kill on Sanity there. He's going to be able to flip it, sort of snipe here from the arches as 2-0 here is getting the nano boost here, trying to build up that blade, and that percentage has still not gone up here. Gunfighter getting demacked, and oh, what a shot there by the Widow. Fantastic here by 2-0, and now it's flipped on its head. Now you've got players being demacked and all getting killed down, so he's got to rotate down here. The Monkey comes back from Sanity, will take 2-0 down. What's going to happen here? This fight has just gone back and forth.
It's gone back and forth, but again, it keeps coming down to Nero with those, the immortality matrix. As dicey as things get, when you can just be invulnerable for a little bit, you don't feel too worried.
Yeah, as it looks like Rosrado there was able to get initials with a good grenade, and they're still hanging on the high ground. Finally, the Dragon Blade here coming in from Nico. He's able to get Neuro down, trying to see if he can get Hamster Quest. Got nano boosted so he can stay alive, and now he's going to try to take down this D.Va, as it looks like finally he gets taken down. Not going to be able to sort of hold it there. 2-0 back onto the point, trying to hold as best as they can. It might be time to actually give this up, I think.
I think one of the small misplays in that bunker was they lost track of Sanity's respawn. They got the Winston, and they felt like they could keep pressuring things. I don't know if they expected him to just so boldly jump back into the fight and go, no guys, we're not done fighting it. We're going to keep going. And now look at this ult advantage. We've got 5 ults online compared to 2 on our defensive side.
Yeah, snowball territory here coming out from JMU. So Sanity here just going to wait for the rest of his team. Unlucky, he's probably just going to go in and look for that EMP, catch everybody in, and here they come.
But he does get the Zenyatta and the Zarya, both people, no shields.
No shields, but early kills here coming in for the side here of JMU as another bomb comes in here. They're trying to just sort of clear the point out and see if they can get any kills that they can, but the advantage here desperately for James Madison as GMU here trying to hold as best as they can. First appearance of the Hamster from Hamster Quest as he's trying to see if he can get anybody down. As Nico stays alive, gets really low, gets healed back up. Window coming out from Neuro, seeing if he can get anybody. Not going to be able to do so. Immortality field, trying to see if they can sort of keep up this defense that's holding up. They've only really gotten a quarter of a tick now, as they're still holding this on EMP. They've hacked the heal pack down below. Another Dragon coming in as he's going to try to get the Lucio here.
Boop!
The boop, and now it is going to be a clean kill here as Hamster Quest is going to take him down. Everybody down for GMU as JMU are building a really percentage really quickly.
I don't think anyone else is going to be able to get to the point. 4 minutes, 30 seconds. Oh,
Great offense there by JMU, but that was on the back of a great ult economy from the fact that GMU were sort of feeding them a little bit of ult charge there at the end when they should have probably just pulled a retreat, and maybe they caused that snowball onto themselves.
Exactly, and again, I think it comes back to them just they lost a track of Sanity's respawn on the Winston, and you saw he came back in, he forced 2-0 onto the low ground. They couldn't get the immortality out in time. That set the blade up, and then you're looking at 5 ults. The only thing you've used is your Genji blade going into second. You're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, that was money for JMU. So now they have 4:31 on the clock here, but this is Anubis. We've seen maps go as high as 8-7, 8-8. Like the fights can be relatively really quickly. But here we come. GMU here will be on the offense, and they coming out here with very, very odd comp, as there's no second tank here. Hamster Quest coming out by himself here, probably with Gunfighter on Doom. Look at this comp.
This is definitely now. If they do roll out with this, I wouldn't be surprised to see a very surprising. Yeah, okay. We're gonna see this. I've seen some interesting rollouts with the Doomfist using stat. We saw it in season 1 of the Overwatch League with Effect knowing some cool statue jumps, but not what we're gonna see here today.
Yeah, they got me a little too excited there. So I see a Doomfist, I get excited. So it looks like they're going to be coming in here very interesting. This is a little old school here with the Sombra and the Widow here, so they're going to want 2-0 to get some nice picks here. So the rest of the members of JMU here are going to try to play behind the shield, and it'll be Unlucky's job here to take 2-0 down. So
in our first match, Unlucky fared pretty well in the Widow 1v1, so we'll see who stays dominant.
Oh! What a shot there by 2-0, and it is 6v5 right away, so it's go time here for the members of GMU, but Earlybird getting taken down. That is not what they wanted. Losing the Lucio early was not in the plans here of the offense, but Iron Crick here trapped by his lonesome into the back, as it looks like the Winston here from JMU will get hacked and get taken down. Sanity getting taken down here one by one. They're picking members off here of JMU, but it looks like here they're able to stabilize.
They're able to stabilize, and it all comes down to how fast can GMU kind of get everyone back into the same room and go, all right, guys, now we're going back in. They're going to have a window where they have a slight advantage, but they need to make sure that they press in together and organize, because those respawns will not be gone for too long.
Yeah, as it looks like the defense here has eyes on 2-0 right now, as he's trying to see if he can get him out, but he loses him, as 2-0 is now back up on the platform here, looking for squishies on the high ground, as Cappy and Wisrato's got to be super careful here.
What a great DM.
What a great defense matrix. They're not allowing any shots in, as it looks like here, as 2-0 is now in the middle of nowhere, but it looks like Sanity got taken down here, so no Winston here, as a sleep onto the background there, but it's not going to be able to finish off the members here, as it looks like now just a sliver left on the opposing Widow, not going to be able to finish him out, as it looks like Unlucky here on the Tracer, tried to come back as fast as you can. Initials here, hunting down Initials, as Iron Crit takes down Earlybird again. That's the second time he's been taken down early. This might cost GMU here, as they might have to go back to spawn, as a bomb actually will take them out, as Nero gets taken out again. No support here left for GMU, as it looks like they're going to have to fall back. JMU are going to be able to hold here.
They are, and Hamster Quest used the Primal. Very interesting choice to use it so late in the fight. I don't know if there was maybe a missed memo, a move to really clutch out that fight. They're going to go for it. Oh, that could have been the difference maker right there.
It could have been the difference maker back right there, and as it is, 2-0 is back on the perch. So therefore, he's going to be hunting some more, but he hasn't gotten any of the great angles here, as his team is just ready for him. Ooh, great hack there onto the Tracer. Oh, as it looks like he's going to have to recall there, just trying to get out of the way, as it looks like here's 2-0 back, moves onto the platform. The Tracer immediately went after him. He wasn't able to get up onto the high ground. He's a sitting duck, gets taken down, but Earlybird makes up for some of his errors, as it looks like he's able to.
He's ready.
As the EMP's ready. They're not going to be able to.
They're not even going to need it.
They're not going to need it, and this is going to be huge for them. They could use that on point B, as Iron Crick here has gotten grenaded. It's going to get taken out. Transcendence, it does nothing. And there's nothing about it to heal, as Wisrato had to use it. That could be very problematic here, as now they're going to be able to cap this point, as it looks like Cappy here just trying to see if he can ult down the percentage. Late ults there from JMU are going to cost them, I think.
I think very well could, and especially if you're looking down this EMP going into second and you want to swap your comp up a little bit, so you're setting yourself up for that window, but it's about the execution into this EMP and making sure that follow-up is there and that there's no hesitation.
Yeah, Sanity here not switching to the Reinhardt, because he probably has his ult and you want to use that Angry Monkey to maybe dislodge people from the point, but a lot of times you will see a Reinhardt here on defense, but you don't see it right now. So Initials here trying to get into position here to try to catch everyone. So they're going to move on Initials go time, so they're just going to try to time it. Here comes the dive, and here comes the EMP here. It's going to catch only 2. I only really saw 2 people hook. Lucio ult comes out here, wasn't going to be able to catch Lucio, but Earlybird gets Iron Crick down, but a trade here as the Hamster Quest and Gunfighter went down. They're not going to be able to push on this, folks. They're going to have to come back, but that was going to be that. They blow the EMP and don't get anything out of it here. Tua going to have to run on that D.Va, going to get D-Mec'd, and this is just going to cost them time.
So much time. That was well done. And Unlucky, it's seeing a little bit of sauce between the two teams. You know, you said they scrimmed together. These players know each other. But Unlucky, great positioning, aware of where they were diving, slipped off to the side with that high charge. Everyone jumping in. Just got to fire that left click, just melting people down, and we've seen how much damage Zarya can do when they're left click.
Yeah, and it looks like here Hamster Quest has his ult again, so it's like he's on that monkey, just trying to sort of stay on there and do what he wants to do. Sanity here on the other side is going to be on the Reinhardt, so trying to see if they can sort of move people off as it looks like they're just starting to rotate, trying to find an opening, maybe an early pick here. Charge comes in right onto Hamster Quest, and that was huge. So no monkey here, and Gunfighter going down along with him. They used the grab here, which might actually benefit GMU as they had to use that ult there to catch the remaining members. But maybe they really didn't have to use it, but they still have 3 ults here on the defense as we're ticking down under 3 minutes.
And another brutal stagger. I mean, this is so unfortunate. And they're gonna, looks like they're gonna get the charge off. That's so much free ult percentage and even more of a stagger. That is, these teams are out to win. You said it earlier. And they're going for the sleep.
Oh, that's just brutal. Oh, it's like they try to come in to see if they can maybe save 2-0, not going to be able to do so, and then forces them back. That was just straight up evil there from JMU, as it looks like Hamster Quest is going to use his ult here, as he's trying to sort of see if he can sort of move people around, maybe possibly survive this a little bit. Sanity takes Gunfighter down again, and it has just been no-go here from the offense coming up from GMU, as Sanity finishes off initials here, and some switches coming in finally here for GMU.
But crucially, look at this ult economy where it is right now. This is, you can work with this window. You're about to have your grab bomb combo online. You're looking pretty with your supports, and you don't have to outplay too much. So it comes down to execution. Can they execute?
Yeah, 150 here left on the clock, and the advantage of the ult advantage is definitely on their side here. They just need a pick, but a rally coming out here from the offense, trying to give them a little bit of extra armor, and they're going to layer on a Lucio ult on top of it, on top of Wither, as it looks like here they're going to try to see if they can survive this bomb. They absolutely do, as it looks like the shield coming out from the Lucio will try to protect the defense here, as the grab is available, as they drop the grab, and they do catch 3.
Follow-up, though.
There's no follow-up.
Not getting the follow-up.
Oh, there it is! A little late on the follow-up, and now they've just got to finish off Unlucky. Graviton here from Unlucky, as there's definitely no follow-up there, but a big grenade will catch them, but nothing is going to affect them there. 1 tick down, 2 ticks down here for GMU. It looks like you're the Lucio from JMU trying to stall off as best as they can. Nico coming out on the Doomfist. I'm excited.
Oh, what a shot!
Immediately dead, and now it's a matter of time. They're just killing everybody down. Full stall here coming in from JMU. Down goes the Hamster from Iron Crit, and now this May is just being really pesky, just trying to buy time here for the members of JMU. Nico! Oh my god! Whoa, Nero! Wow!
Redefining the duels between the Doomfist and a Zen.
That right click from Neuro, 250 to 50 in one shot. Unbelievable.
And that's the kind of, I mean, they got punished for not keeping track of the spawns on their defense, and that wasn't going to happen again. You saw him charging up for the May and then said, you know what, I bet someone's coming out of that left door, and just pathed over there at the perfect time and reminded that Doomfist what a 5-orb does.
So now the situation is this. They did drop below a minute. So you notice the time bank here on the other side. 4:45 here for JMU. They're going to have a huge time back. So now it will be up to GMU to see if they can sort of maybe snowball this point and see if they can get 2 quick caps here. They're going to need at least something, but they've got to make sure, like, if they don't get anything here from point A in a minute, then they're going to need to hold off for 4:45, and that is a really Herculean task ahead of them.
Yeah, it is a tall order, because it essentially means you know you're going to have to play some form of GOATS variance. The only thing that's going to be able to do that, but alternatively, it kind of lets your opponents know they have to kind of run a GOATS variant. I mean, the bunker comp, we saw it. It has to give ground too much, and then once you start doing that, we watched as it just kind of went back and forth. But it comes down to setting the pace with their offense. Can they do it? Let's find out.
Yeah, let's find out. So it'll be 2-0 here on the Widow again. Initials here going on to the Pharah here. So they're trying to see if they can get maybe some movement here with the Rockets. Try to keep people away from the point, because they're going to try to sort of focus in and go in on there right now. The members here of JMU here are hiding on the high ground left. So they're trying to make sure that they just stay out of the rocket range, stay out of the Widow range, and try to burn as much clock as possible. Already, they're down 25 seconds on the clock here. They're going to have to go. They're probably only going to have one shot at this, so they've got to win it. Unlucky gets taken down.
The finish!
And that's going to be that. 2-0 there is going to be finishing off Unlucky. And now it's just a matter of cleanup here onto the point. Can they get the advantage here? The Rockets have got to be
Counter dive is there. That's great from them, really punishing that dive by Sanity. That's going to let them get this positioning onto point, and they're so low!
Yeah, the staggers are going to have to come in here. They're going to have to wait as Neuro there is able to get Iron Crit out of mech, as now Winston here from Sanity trying to get back. They've got to make sure that they get on point as they try to wipe out the supports here on the high ground, as it looks like the Rockets
Couple of big rockets!
Nico coming in. He's going to get in there. You got to be careful. Oh, the bait out there, but 2-0 and Gunfighter get 2 big kills. Now it's just going to be a matter of if they can finish him off. Initials gets Nico, and
Here
now
comes the barrage.
Finishing off the Monkey. Will they have to use the barrage? Diva Bomb here coming in. They're going to look for shelter. The bomb does get Gunfighter here, but Cappy's going to get picked off. The Monkey's still alive here. What is going to take to kill this Monkey, as he's going to ult here, as Gunfighter here finally back into his mech, as now they're going to be able to capture this point. 30 seconds going to be left to go. That's all they're going to have on point B.
Look at this, though. Look at this. This is the window you were talking about. They've set themselves up to be able to do this, and you saw the debate. You could see it in the park. Do I ult? Do I not? And now they're coming into the second point with this barrage and some other.
Oh! Cappy trying to get anxious, gets picked up, and there's the opening, folks. They just need to clear out the point, and they could get this. Nico coming in.
There's the barrage, and it's Nano Barrage!
It's a Nano Barrage, but Hamster Quest went down. Sanity's coming out with the Transcendence, so they're going to try to stay alive here. Gunfighter gets charged as the fight will continue. They've already gotten a tick and a half here. That's going to be good enough if they do get picked off. Unlucky gets initials up into the air. They're still fighting this point. 2-0's got to come up huge. He needs to get a pick here, but he's not going to be able to see if he, to have any teammates to go along with it. Hamster Quest comes onto the point, is able to sort of try to move him around. They do get 47.5%, but that's going to be that. Hamster Quest and 2 get knocked off, but I think they've done enough here. 47.9% makes sure that they're going to have to play this straight up on the other side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They gave themselves the ability to win this match. Not only with a first point hold, but now they can actually hold on point 2. They can give up a whole tick before they lose this round. So that was about as well as you can expect a fight to go with only a minute in your bank.
That's exactly right. And now with 4:45 here, JMU has a lot to think about, I think. They can go slow, build up a big 6 ult push and take the point that way. They can try to sort of bombard it and see if they can win that initial fight so that they have plenty of time to take over point B. They have to be sort of careful here, because if they start losing 1 or 2 fights, it can really just sort of turn it around on them, and then they're looking to still have to take 48% on the point B, which can be very difficult on this map.
And part of the big thing that let JMU take point A on their first attack round was just a little bit of a losing track of the game from GMU. And so, I mean, I don't think they're going to let that happen twice. So now JMU is going to have to play even cleaner on their offensive round.
Yeah, and then GMU here has to play safe. They've got to be careful. They're going to try to look out for picks here. Nico here on Hanzo. Going to try to see if he can click some heads. An Iron Crit here on the Pharah. They're going triple DPS here. I'm liking it. They want to just sort of bombard this point and just go for it. So GMU has to be super careful here and watch out for those early picks.
You're right. Alternatively, though, I do like the fact that we're seeing the triple, we're seeing the float variant, but instead of the Priest, we're seeing the Baptiste. They're going for that extra range ability that lets them take some of these duels and gives them multiple ways to outplay some of these DPS ultimates. But they have to stay together and do it, and they can't let their Zen go down.
Yeah, as it is Sanity there on the Hamster, trying to just sort of dislodge the members up onto the high ground here and try to sort of throw some chaos into that area. As Hamster Quest here on the Winston, going to look for somebody to dive into. Oh, they had a target, but immediately they bugged out. So it's just going to be a matter now. Oh, but they lose 2-0 here on the Zen. So that is a huge pick. Now they're just looking for a counter pick here. Maybe they can sort of stop that down. as they've just sort of dropped onto the point. Hamster Quest going down here. They're down 2. This is just not looking good here for GMU. They can't get distracted by the fact that they're going to end up losing the point. They need to make sure they reset.
Exactly, and at the very least, you're a little happy you got the Pharah open out. They felt like they needed to just pull the trigger and commit, which is a solid idea. You preserve that time bank. You're going to have, you know, what, 4-ish minutes with the 30 seconds added, you know, in your time bank. That's going to make you feel comfortable going in this fight, but there is still work to be done.
Yeah, plenty of work to be done here by the offense here, as it looks like Sanity are trying to get an early start on Evolve, trying to figure out maybe what defense they're running, as we see ults coming up here. Unlucky and Sanity both are going to have the ult. That EMP is going to be huge here from Unlucky, as he's going to be able to, like, if he doesn't catch 2-0, oh no, an early pickoff onto Early Bird here. That is not the start that they wanted, as an EMP will be used immediately here.
The trance is there to help, I mean, hold back the tide, and Iron Crit does go down early. Great use of the Immortality Matrix to follow up that defense and really did not allow those ultimates that were flying in to have real purchase on the defense or the offensive side.
Yeah, as Nico went down here, they're going to have to wait. Looks like Sanity drops the mine. He's trying for a back cap here, trying to keep everybody on the front forward. No, it looks like he's going to have to abandon it as he realizes, oh, but
they're finding the value.
They're finding the value in those kills. Remember, the spawn point is just right behind there, so he's trying to see if he can sort of dislodge the members here of GMU, and now GMU forced to use the Lucio ult here, as they are forced to come back on a spawn and come back here, but plenty of time steer here left in the time bank here for JMU. They're just trying to be very tactical about this whole thing.
I loved that play though. It was creative, it was different. You saw how it almost worked to keep them off guard, but Early Bird comes in and reminds them that sometimes just good old-fashioned Red Lucio wins the day.
Yeah, as Nico gets taken down again here, and they're going to be forced to go back. 2:27 here on the clock, slowly but surely the clock is taken down, and Initials here with a Graviton is going to be able to sort of make sure that they don't get a clean fight here. So it looks like the defense here going to be holding, making sure they're just trying to sort of see what the offense is trying to do. But in the meantime, ticks keep ticking away, as Unlucky here onto that Sombra. Oh, gets taken down!
The ult was used!
And that was huge, but the ult was used, so the Transcendence came out here, but Iron Crit able to take Neuro down, as another set of mines going to be able to come up here.
The mines are immediately cleared though by the bomb.
Yeah, as it looks like Sanity trying to get anybody they can. Big Dragon will take out 2-0 here into the back, so it's a matter of cleanup time here. Graviton,
keep Initials alive.
Oh, not going to be able to take Cappy alive though, but it looks like here the Hamster will go down, and it will be a hold here, 139 here on the clock, as it looks like JMU here are going to have to retreat, as Unlucky here, unable to survive the Winston barrage. Hamster Quest getting a little finicky here, trying to see if he can get a late kill here on the end. But now, look at the clock. We're at 125 here. JMU looking like they're getting a little desperate. And look, we've seen crazy holds before come out here from GMU. We might see it again.
Yeah, we might, and we're seeing the teams make a little bit of a swap up in this. And alternatively, or not alternatively, but majorly, we have the window online. We've seen how devastating that window Fire Strike combo can be, so they might look to set up something pretty big here. They've got him in the narrow. They're going to go for it. The Fire Strike's out. It hits a bunch of them. That's a lot of damage. They're immediately having to put the brakes on and back up. And that Zarya is so high charged, doing so much damage, but Gunfighter loses his mech first. This isn't how you wanted this to go. A hack and a charge.
Oh no, that Sombra's been so huge. They're trying to sort of keep them pinned down here on the side, as now they're coming in on the back of a Lucio ult. Hamster Quest is going to get a Lucio ult of his own, and he's going to be able to charge in. He's at 90%. He's going to be looking for a big shatter.
The shatter!
The shatter is ready. They need to take that shield down. 25 seconds left to go.
Another window!
Another window! As he's going to be looking in. This is not looking good here for JMU. They had all
the EMP! 5 people! Initials is the only one not to get hacked, but he's picked off anyway. No!
Oh, the Transcendence comes out here. They're going to try to stay alive. But remember, ults were online here for GMU. They're going to be able to try to stall at least a little bit here. 2-0 gets taken down. It's starting to tick up. They've got one tick. They're going to come out. Lucio comes out. He saves the point.
Oh, the Graviton! It's going to force the Transcendence. The Shatter is there. It doesn't quite find anything, though.
Oh, it looks like they're going to be fighting here onto the point. 46.5% here as they're coming in. They need a kill. Hamster Quest gets taken down by Visrado. They need to get anyone. Visrado gets taken down, but Gunfighter takes taken down. Same with 2-0. It looks like it's going to be JMU here, but it looks like
Immortality Matrix, though. They got to get that down. Another window!
Another window as Initial Sanity getting charged there by Initial. It is full stall time as Early Bird in the air.
Oh, the hack!
Oh, the hack! Oh, and JMU wins it there in the death, and they take a 2-1 lead.
3 windows, 2 of which had solid follow-up, and that EMP, though, at the end was clinical.
Oh,
that is what you want.
That was devastating there. And I think what it was is they were just so desperate to keep him in that small area. When they pushed on in, they exposed themselves to that EMP, and they just maybe got a little too antsy. If they would have maybe spread out a little bit and just sort of made them come to them, it could have been a little bit closer, and they just had that shot to sort of hold them down. But my goodness, we've got the match coming up again, and now we're going to go to a fourth map here, and it will be an escort map. So out of the escort selections, it will be Dorado, Rialto, and Gibraltar. Nah.
So with the way these teams have been playing, the GOATS matchup, it's been gritty, it's been a nail-biter. If you said that we were going to the rivers of Rialto, I'd believe you.
I would too.
But, you know, I think it might be time to kind of throw the matchup to the Wolves a little bit and go a map where you can kind of mix things up. I mean, if you were going to pick, where do you think you'd go?
See, the thing about it is I watched their game on Wednesday, and when they had their backs against the wall, they went to Dorado.
Oh,
so
okay.
it was an odd pick because the casters actually mentioned that Dorado didn't get picked a lot in the tournament, and you saw sort of GMU sort of pick it, and it was sort of unexpected because I don't even think even Utah expected to go to Dorado. They didn't end up winning that match, unfortunately, as Utah was able to sort of hold them down and sort of keep them trapped in, but their defense was stout. They didn't allow Utah 2 points, which is why I think this is a little bit of a pocket pick here for GMU, and they want to take it to 5, and it is going to
Look
be.
at that.
Oh, it's just VOD reviews. It's just VOD reviews. That's all it is. Nothing too crazy there by me. So it looks like here both teams are going to be making sure that they're going to be set up here. But Dorado is a very, very weird map because it was a favorite early on, but the casters were sort of right because with all the sort of escort options that are out there, Dorado is sort of like one of those picks that people just don't really necessarily like so much.
You know, for me, I gotta say, it's a comfort pick for myself. I love the map, and it comes back for the first game I tuned into for the Overwatch League was the lights of the Overwatch League stage itself turning on for Dorado and the music playing. So there's just a special sweet spot for that map for me. So I'm excited to see this map.
Yeah, and the thing about it is Dorado will play differently depending on the different stages. There is that sort of tight choke here on point A, and then you've got a mini street space through B, and then point C is one of the toughest point Cs to actually get through. It's very narrow. There are multiple high ground points that you're going up against on the offense, so it's like sort of it's very, very open to snipers on the defense and can really, really shut a team down. So I'm thinking that Mason here has some plans here specifically for the special sections of Dorado, which is I think why they picked it.
And we did see them run a very solid .3 on their Kings Row. So I'm going to be looking for them to bring back that aspect of their play. Managing the cooldowns correctly, following up on win conditions, and really playing well together. One of the things that set up that near win for them in that last round was the fact that Initials was constantly in the right position. No matter how much pressure was being put out, how many hacks, EMPs, Pharah ults, Dragons, Initials was just walking around like, hey, look, you guys aren't paying enough attention to me. And again, we've talked about this. 190 damage with the Zarya beam is going to win you team fights.
It absolutely is here. So JMU's got to be sort of careful here for Initials in 2-0, and 2-0 also on the other map, you know, with that Widowmaker, was getting the headshots that he needed when he was given the time. You saw JMU basically try to focus in on him down and make sure that there was always somebody on him. And the thing about it is you focus on one, you open it up for another, and Initials has actually been able to sort of pick up the slack there because with 2-0 just under heavy attack, he was able to do what he needed to do on that Zarya and make sure that the DPS was coming out here. As it looks like here, both teams here are going to be ready here in just a sec as they're just going to be making sure that they've got everything they want.
Yeah, and so the best part about Dorado, you kind of talked about this, is the different stages of the map can all be played differently. And one of the big things that I like about Dorado is specifically point A. is you can run so many different comps, and if you wanted to get super aggressive and basically try to hold the enemy team in spawn, that's something that we have seen a lot of teams do.
Okay. So, like, yeah, it looks like here just a little bit of a break here as members here having to take a little time here. This looks like Mason and GMU are going to have to wait for their players to sort of come back. But as we say again, the situation is this. So let me recap just for everybody out there in the audience. So GMU has to win this map because we are at a best of 5. If JMU are able to sort of hold them or able to win this map in some way, be it at some numerical combination, 3-2, 3-1, whatever, it's over. So George Mason here picked this map specifically in order to win it, to take it to 5. And if we do see a 5, we're looking at an Ilios or an Oasis to come out from either of this team. And you would like, you know, it's a best of 1 at that point, and it's one of those things in which Oasis and Ilios are just very, very different maps when you sort of look at them. So that's what we have to look forward to here if George Mason are able to win this map going forward. But now, as it is going to be both teams, as they are still sort of getting ready here, trying to make sure that they are going to come back here and be ready. And it looks like, yes, we will be starting Dorado here, and it will be JMU, excuse me, the names are so close. JMU here will be on the offense first, and George Mason here will be on the defense. It'll be interesting to see what they start off with.
Yeah, and this is, this is the moment. You got to take that deep breath out, and that's why I think, it's okay to take that break in between these maps. This is the difference maker. Is it over now, or do we see more Overwatch? You know, so you take that second, you go to the bathroom, you get reset, get your water, talk your strategy, and make sure everyone is on the same page.
Yeah, and that's the thing here. It's like they do not want to lose on their home ground. They do not want to lose to a team that they do scrim on a regular basis. So this is going to be one of those things. And this is for bragging rights. This is for bragging rights for the best team in Virginia. So you do not want to be going to your friends over at GMU saying, like, hey, I play for GMU Overwatch. Oh, our team is better than yours. That is not what you want to hear. So it will be here, Neuro coming out here on the Ana, and 2-0 again here on the Widow, as they will be going here 2-0 Winston D.Va defense. So they're looking for mobility here, Havoc.
They are indeed, and I like this. It kind of changes the pace of the game up. You know, we've been seeing a lot of slower comps, and we saw some interesting stuff on Anubis, but you're keeping that tempo. You're saying, hey, I don't want you guys getting comfortable. We're going to keep this game going, and we're going to mechanically overpower you.
Yes, absolutely. And now on the offense here, it looks like they're going to be going in quad DPS here, coming in from JMU. So they're going to try to see if they can overpower. And
not quite.
Not quite, as 2-0 gets Rosrado right away. As Iron Crit gets taken down by Initials after that. The DPS having no joy here, as GMU here exerting and flexing a little bit coming out.
Already we see these swaps coming out. They're like, okay, never mind, hold on, new strat.
So it looks like they're going to have to switch up here. Quad DPS, not a go here for JMU. They're going to have to reset here. And now it looks like they're unlucky going back to the Zarya and Nico here onto the Mavie. And now they're trying for a heavier comp. They realize...
Oh, that's a huge bio! Oh. They can pull the trigger here. So many low health bars that they can't be fixed. And Iron Crit is the one that gets picked off in all the chaos.
Oh!
But Hamster can't get out!
Hamster can't get out. He got stunned and was able to leap out. But 2-0 gets Cappy again. A little bit of a reset here coming in from JMU, but they realize there is no tank here on the side of George Mason, so they're going to try to push and try to get at least another kill here to try to see if they can stagger him down. It looks like the Zarya is coming in. They've moved the payload here past the choke. Positioning-wise here, this is excellent for JMU, as they do not have to deal with a stuck payload underneath that bridge.
Duo's got to find some value here, but Hamster Quest is going to find the Zen in the back, and that's going to lead this. He's going to go ahead and pop it on. He doesn't want to get that late stagger sent back to spawn. He doesn't want to give them that window. Can he get the D-Mech? Not quite. Great bubble to prevent that from happening.
Great chase there as he was trying to D-Mech the D.Va before they went back into spawn. But now they've moved that payload here slightly past that choke point. So it's given them at least a favorable fight here going in as they're going to be looking into this. Nico here will start to lead the line as Sanity going up. Initials here looking for the EMP, trying to see what he can catch. As the EMP comes out, but the Transcendence came out from Rosrado
Bomb
first.
finds Unlucky anyway, though.
Yeah, so that is burst damage. That Transcendence will not help you there, as down goes the Zarya. As it looks like Iron Crit has been hacked, and he's going to be a target here for the members here of of JMU, as now they're having a decent time here. Sanity having to pull the ult as Iron Crit took Early Bird down. They're trying to see if they can sort of push through. Hack again onto Sanity and just going to leave him alone. A monkey that can't leave is not going to be a useful monkey at all. As the sleep there into the background, as Nico tries to push in here onto the Sombra. They do get the kill here, but 135 left to go. There's probably going to be one more fight here before the end of point A.
One of the things that has impressed me so much with this JMU squad is the way they play in chaos. They are so organized. It never looks like they have lost track of what is happening and what their win conditions are. These disorganized games.
Yeah, they're going to be trying in again here as they sort of come in. Graviton trying to get life on Unlucky, trying to build it up as quick as he can. As the fight here will happen on the point. Lucio up here for
get that all.
Oh my goodness!
He doesn't get it.
He doesn't get it. Hamster Quest goes down. Iron Crit there getting the kill that they needed, and now it's just a matter of time because Neuro going down means that the rest of JMU is going to be able to roll over the Mason Nation, and now they're going to have a little bit of advantage here. They're going to try to make space for themselves here onto the high ground and not let GMU here settle in.
And it's so important to manage the positional control that Sombra and Widow have on a fight. So this early high ground hold, making sure that they have members in check. Unlucky though. Great feel from the rest of his team.
He got close, but the team saved him here. And look at the payload. It's already gone forward pretty good distance-wise here. The rest of the members of George Mason here have finally sort of hit it. He's going to go around the first corner as a bomb gets sent into the background. That's aiming for supports here. Initials actually was figured out as he's trying to see if he can get that Zen. Not going to be able to do so as he's going to have to wait because there's not going to be any follow-up here on the EMP. Initials here not going to be able to do anything as the payload is still moving. Oh, and it looks like he wasn't able to get it off. But Tuo got a great shot on Viscerado, but he got killed in the process. So 1-for-1 trade here, but the members of the team are going to engage.
Decent bio, a solid follow-up with the hack in the bomb. Just find Unlucky again. These bombs have only really been finding Zarya, but that's all he needs, resetting that damage. But again, Hamster Quest forced really low. Can he get it away? Great body blocking by, oh, but no, Sanity gets in there and finds the value anyway. And again, these chaotic engagements, JMU just looks so organized, and they are finding the value despite the amount of clutter that is happening.
Yeah, and GMU here just trying to sort of stall it out one at a time here as it is going to probably roll into B. Not going to be a lot of defense, going to be able to hold that out. No, Hamster Quest actually will come out here. We'll try to see if he can stop the payload. He's going to ult here, so that's going to give time for the rest of his team to sort of come back in. And now the rest of the members come in. Early Bird there with the Lucio ult. They're going to try to stall it here. This is where they want to sort of keep it because this is a very long walk. There are the 2 kills they were looking for. Neuro and Tuo get the kills that they need. Oh, what a headshot there from Tuo. We'll take Viscerado down. It's going to force a reset here from JMU. And this is a terrible position here for the offense. Really, really far away from the spawn. And the defense here having a solid advantage.
And now it's their turn to let the D.Va sit in the background. They remember Anubis. They remember.
They remember very, very much so as Viscerado here will take out Tuo, and that's a big kill. Early Bird here looking, trying to see if he can get up onto the high ground. Not going to be able to do so as Neuro here will try to see if he can get any of those balls to hit right, but unfortunately no, it's Unlucky, and the rest of the members here of JMU here are going to try to see if they can get another pick off as Sanity is split, as Neuro got taken out there by the Angry Monkey, as it looks like your Hamster Quest is going to have to retreat. Hamster's still surviving, not going to be able to survive that, as it looks like they're going to be able to take point B here if they can sort of clear it out, as it looks like Gunfighter trying his best to sort of stay onto the point. Initials has the EMP, but goes down before using it. I think that's a smart move. They're just going to give it up here, and it looks like your JMU here will take point B, but with only 155 on the clock.
Only 155, and they don't get into the final point with a lot of ults. Now, again, I like the decision to go ahead and pull the trigger, guaranteeing that you make that third choice. You don't want to leave anything up to silly chance and then have to, fight for a second again. So I like the decision to pull the trigger on that. They've got a little time. They can get their ultimates up, but they're looking down the barrel of EMP and plants on the other side, which can be difficult ults to overcome.
Yeah, as Iron Crit got immediately early hacked there, so no defense measure. Here comes looking like Initials going for the EMP. Oh, he got bashed! He had to
use the ult!
Oh, and he used the ult! Oh, no! No! So therefore, they lose the EMP. That was huge! So no EMP here. They only have Neuro's Transcendence to depend on him, and they are in serious trouble now. As Hamster Quest here is not going to have an ult up right away, as he's only at 14%. Early Bird has to use the shield here, and they have to win this fight, or they're going to
charge Zarya. Unlucky. He's going to start melting people.
As a Lucio ult on top of a rally coming out here from the from the offense. They're going to try to piggyback this and try to win this fight. They're pushing through as Nico trying to see if he can survive. Going to try to get the charge on into Hamster Quest. Not going to be able to do so as Nero is able to take out Sanity. As now they get a good kill here on the Reinhardt as Hamster Quest charges in. Not going to get punished for it though as Cappy finishes off the Lucio. 35 seconds left on the clock, and it's going to be one push left.
One push left, but you've got the Graviton online for both sides, but one side has a Devo, so you've got to be worried. The other side doesn't, so it has to be countered with the Trance. So it's going to come down really to Dorado versus Initials again. And we've seen this go both ways. It's a 50-50 split so far in this series.
Yeah, I think the biggest player actually on the field is the person without an ult, and it's Nico, who's been huge with those charges, trying the Sombra check, trying to see if he can get that in, but a Graviton will come in as it looks like the grab was eaten by Iron Crit. Gunfighter couldn't get it out. Unlucky getting the kill on 2-0. So now Initials, nothing on that EMP. So now it is all JMU. They're just trying to finish off Gunfighter here on the point. And now as overtime ticks down, they're going to get the delayed stagger. So now they're moving on to the spawn room as it looks like they're trying to move this payload as fast as they can. Nobody coming out here from GMU, and they will get the full cap here onto Dorado. That is huge.
That is huge. And again, it's just every weakness about the Cyber Goats was shown right there. The EMP didn't find the value. The Graviton was eaten because they have a Diva and you don't. And it set up so great for that counterplay against Cyber. It was well done, and they have clearly adjusted to the weaknesses we were seeing in Kings Row.
Yeah, so here it is, folks. 0 time left on the clock. It means that GMU here, to stay in this match, cannot be held at any point during this map. They must complete Dorado, or the win here will go to the James Madison University Dukes. So, as Sir Alex Ferguson of Manchester United said, it is squeaky bum time here for GMU, because it is going to be every fight will matter here for the George Mason Patriots, as they will be coming in here, as it looks like they're going to be coming in with Early Bird having to decide what support he's going to be in. Hamster Quest on that Hanzo, I think, is going to move on to a tank. The defense here coming in, and it will be Floats here coming in from JMU.
Again, I like this decision. They've been playing it so well. I mean, I honestly can't say enough how well they've been playing in the muck and mire of the game. I mean, they are not allowing the silly things to get under their skin, and they have really shaped up since some of the aggro play mishaps we saw in Kings Row.
Yeah, absolutely here. So 2-0 again here on the Widowmaker. He's going to try to get maybe a couple of jump shots here, try to see if he can pick off Nico, Busrado, or Cappy, because those are going to be the ones that he can sort of one-shot here into the point. So here we go. GMU is going to be coming in. So 2-0 is going to look for an angle here to try to sort of come in and see if he's going to be able to get anybody. The high ground here is going to be occupied mainly by the defense. So, but Iron Crit gets an early kill onto Early Bird. You've seen it happen once too often here, but now Initials will go to the Sombra. Actually, no, switching over to the Zarya here as Nico will go to the Brigitte, and now they're going to try to push it up again. And JMU are going to play them high. Oh, but Initials takes down Sanity here, who was unable to leap away, but Gunfighter getting demexed here. Probably advantage still to the offense here, as Iron Crit is going to try to stare at this, going to have to run away here, and now they're going to get some early push here, as they're going to try to push it all the way to the choke.
And I like this switch. The big thing is, go ahead and take the base fight. It's been very even, and make sure they're fighting for every inch. You don't need to try to play the Summit. It hasn't been working out for you, at least on this map, so I like to swap over here to just kind of go head-to-head, mano-y-mano.
Yeah, now again, they actually get the payload out of the choke too, so very, very good positioning here from GMU in order for them to actually get room for themselves to win this fight, as it looks like an Angry Monkey already here from Sanity, as Iron Crit already sending a bomb into the back. Oh no, Early Bird gets caught again, as it looks like the Zarya here has been nano boosted to keep her alive, as 2-0 has already built up that rally, but Sanity finishing off 2-0 here, as now they're going to have to reset into spawn. 2:36 here left on the clock. JMU looking good early.
I don't know what Early Bird did to Iron Crit, but it clearly was taken offense to, because Iron Crit has had his number for the last 2 or so maps, and it's been so consistent with that Diva play, really making sure that aggressive style that we've been seeing from Early Bird is just getting punished.
Yeah, and you know what? That speed reduction may be costing him. thinking that he could get away, but not going to be able to.
Some ults come out here. The Graviton is out. The Transcendence, so the follow-up's not quite there, but they haven't had to commit ults of their own. The rally and the bomb is up in the air, and it's not going to find anybody. So this is great from JMU backing up. They're keeping their ultimates in track. They have both of their support ultimates, and here they go. They're going to go ahead and commit the Transcendence first to keep themselves up and healthy, and they have the sound barrier to go in. The Graviton's there. They need to use Poison, barely keeping Nico up, and they use the Primal, and they're going to start to get aggressive.
They're going to get aggressive here as the rest of GMU are going to suffer for it, though, because Unlucky and Sanity get 2 big picks here, and that's going to be huge as time is starting to get low here. We're at 124, and JMU there with a great hold there as the fight went back and forth, but that payload kept moving the entire time. So it is already passed into the square here. So GMU looking like they want to sort of win this fight here, but Gunfighter dying there at the end would have cost them a bit of 10 seconds here. So it's going to go under a minute before they're going to get a clean push.
Under a minute, you're right, and there's no ultimates really close for either side except for Gunfighter. We need a big evolve. We've seen a few throughout the day, and this is not the time to hold back on it. We need to see some player for JMU be sent back and spawn if GMU is going to have a chance to take A.
Yeah, but Graviton up here from Unlucky, and a rally going to be coming up from Nico very soon. As you see, the payload is actually backed up to before this before the fountain, as the rally comes out here from Nico and 2-0 also. So double rallies coming out, so they're going to be coming in, but 2-0 gets taken down. Oh no! Nico going huge! Initials getting taken down too. 24 seconds left on the clock here, and 3 ults on the side here available from JMU. They're going to be able to throw a Solemn out. Unlucky's not going to be able to get that grab out.
This is going to be a nail-biter at the end. Hamster Quest does have the Primal, though, which is going to almost guarantee that they will get to the point. Now, obviously, they could get grabbed, and then all of that gets flipped on its head. It does look like they're going to get the touch.
Oh,
close enough? They were close enough.
They got the close enough, and they got the grab out, and Iron Crit gets Gunfighter with the bomb! But Gunfighter gets Sanity with the bomb! So 1-for-1 trades here, as they lose a Defender and Winston on either side. Transcendence coming in now, so this is the fight, folks. GMU has to win it. Sound barrier coming in from the side of GMU. They need a pick. They need somebody to go down. They're pushing him back. Frostwado goes down. Oh, Cabby comes out here with Lucio on his own as Unlucky goes down. Initial's getting a huge kill. Grab
that's a great grab.
Big kills here coming in from GMU. They're going to get a D-Match here. They're going to get the win on this point. They're going to push it.
That's the point. They're going to take it, and their hopes stay alive.
They make it through, but 2:26 are on the clock. They've got to use the momentum they have now to push through, and it is going to be hard tidings here for JMU. They thought they had it, and now it is going to be a defense here on to point B. So now, no ults on either side here, so clean fight's going to be going for both sides. Early Bird's got to be careful he doesn't get picked off being the aggressive Lucio that it is, but he's also got to watch out for his counter suit Cappy, who's going to try to push in, and now the fight will start again here as they engage onto the point here. First person to get a kill here will have a huge advantage on this fight.
Sanity looking to get that hammer swinging, get a shatter going. He knows if he can get that up and operational, it can be a fight win. The Winston not able to reliably block it. On the flip side, though, it basically means they don't have a real way to contest the high ground, and that's what GMU is playing for right now. Using all of the different sidelines, getting that poke damage in. The grab is in there. Is there any follow-up? The bomb is in the back, and it's not gonna. What a great bubble!
What a great bubble and a Transcendence there to save them from Nero, but 2-0 still gets taken down here as they actually are sort of forcing this fight on as Gunfighter had to abandon the chip. Hamster Quest couldn't hop out! Oh no! The leap! The leap was supposed to get him out of there and it didn't. 1:12 here left on the clock, and they've got a full reset, and that payload is still pretty far out. The only ult here is from Gunfighter. He's got to have that bomb, and it's got to be huge. But Vesrado and Sanity having ults of their own with Nico coming in with a rally here also. Initial's got to find that Graviton. So it's going to be a huge fight coming in as ult's going to be ready for the side of GMU as they're going to be trying to approach the payload here.
And one of the nice things, though, is Initials was able to get out of there. He kept that Zarya charge alive, which means he's going to be doing that high damage. There's no, toesying around, waiting for him to be able to do some real input. And the grab combo is there. They're surely going to be looking. The Shatter was out, and the bubble wasn't down in time. The sound barrier is there to keep them up, though, and they're going to be looking for the counterplay. The Graviton is there. The bomb is there. Can it fit the value?
Oh, no! Nothing from the bomb, but Gunfighter was able to D-Mech Iron Crit. So that might be something, a counter grab here.
Sanity's down!
Initials and Gunfighter here going to be huge, as it looks like the members of GMU are still going to be able to make it to another day. Iron Crit gets D-Mech'd here. That's going to be huge. No, nothing to stop no defense matrix here to sort of prevent that coming in. That payload is still moving. 6 seconds coming here, and it will be overtime here. It's going to help them out, and it's going to extend the spawn. One final fight here on point B. Early bird here cannot get capped off. He sees Cappy onto the high ground here. Can't get picked off. Here comes Cappy coming down here, and now a big move here could make sure that they sort of ensure as the fight happens on the point B. Overtime taken down.
Over onto the Hammond.
No! You
Oh!
Cappy getting
Keeping people back, and they get the point! They
get the point! Yes, 1:30 here has been added to the clock, and it's just a miscalculation there by JMU. They live to see another day, as a bomb here into the back will finish off Gunfighter, but they will be allowed to move them back, so they still will make it a go. My God, GMU have just been pushing very, very hard here and using overtime into their favor. This fight has not stopped, as they will be trying to sort of finish him out here as the fight continues. Time keeps ticking down. We're under a minute. We're trying to see if they can sort of get any extra kills here as Hamster Quest trying to sort of come in.
Backline, oh, gets the shields up in time, isn't gonna fall, and the shatter and the grab. That is a little bit overboard. They're gonna lose this, or they're gonna win this fight with those ults, but now you don't have them, and look at the ultimates that are about to come online, and this team has been doing the pushes in overtime. These are the ults you want.
Yeah, this is very, very similar to how the old Lunatic High would do it. They would save all of their ults to overtime and then use those pushes and that advantage to basically win easy fights, as it looks like GMU are going to need the backup. They're going to need their 3 huge ults here. Nero, Early Bird, and Initials are going to have to come up huge. 19 seconds left here on the clock as they're trying to make their way to the payload. Hamster Quest has got to stay alive. They need that shield, as Initials has the Graviton ready. They're going to have to look for it. He can't get it eaten. They're going to be looking for his sanity here, trying to make sure that he's got the shield up for everybody up. 4 seconds.
Time music's about to start, and the round doesn't start. The Graviton doesn't hit anyone. The follow-up can't be there, but the bomb's up in the air. They are not able to get sanity out of the way, so the shield does block it all. Oh, that's not a great start to this.
The support ult's still up here from GMU, so they definitely have a chance. So they're going to be able to keep their players alive. It's just going to be a matter here of whether or not they can take down members of JMU. Lucio ult coming out here from GMU, but a bomb into the back. It's going to be prevented. It's going to be shielded. Nico comes out with the rally to keep everybody topped up. We're in overtime, as it feels like it's been going on forever. Transcendence comes in. Shatter comes in from the Shatter. Sanity came in with the Shatter. Not going to be able to do anything. Transcendence from Nero as they come in. They need a pick, as it is going to...
Hamster Quest is solo!
Hamster Quest solo. They need to keep him up, but they're still by the payload. That payload providing all of that extra healing, as the fight will continue here. Nobody going down from either team, as they're just being very, very
Graviton's out. They need to find follow-up if they want to be able to shut this down now.
Oh! Suo going down! What? No! So they lose their prestige here, as it looks like they're going to be trying their best to try to stay on to the payload.
Unlucky needs to go down if they're going to have a shot. Oh, no, he goes down before the Graviton can come out.
And then got the Graviton, but he went down. Bomb here coming out, but not going to be able to stop him. Overtime's going to take down, as Gunfighter here is going to be the last person on mech. The spawns are going to be really, really late here, so nobody going to be there. And JMU will win this series and this map 3-1.
What a way to finish, though. I mean, you looked like you were going to get that point A hold, and then the overtime music kicks in. And you're like, no, not yet. And then it looks like they're going to get that second point hold. And then the overtime music kicks in, and they're like, no, you're not going to get me yet. And so you just had to think when it kicked in on that point 3 that the magic was going to repeat, but the defense finally came up, and, I mean, it was a nail-biter, though.